everyone, and good evening. Thank you for tuning in to Stones Live Poker. I am Jake Rosensteel, here with Ryan Charles.
Hello, everyone. Good evening. Welcome to Stones Live Poker.
How you doing?
I'm doing fantastic, man.
Awesome.
How are you doing?
I'm always good.
Good, man.
So, 5-10, no limit hold'em tonight. We are coming fresh off of our main event, our 200K main.
Fresh.
I smell glaucoma medicine.
That would be...
I don't know.
possible.
Anyhow.
That's definitely possible.
So yeah, fresh off our 200K guarantee main event. That was a huge success for the players.
Man.
They ended up in a 5-way chop. Everyone taking around 23, 24K a piece.
I could use
awesome.
that 23K a piece, man.
Azan, Chris Hinchcliffe, some local crushers, all having really good success at the final table, including, unfortunately, he was not part of the shop, Dan Sturr, who's at our table tonight playing 5-10. He final tabled it. It was a loaded final table. Cobra, Dan, CX,
Man.
Azan.
I was so heartbroken I couldn't watch it.
So heartbroken. You played in it.
I did play in it. I don't want to talk about it. Let's not talk about that, Jake.
What?
Let's talk about the present.
The present is real, and we are playing 5-10 no limit hold'em tonight. It is Monday night. It is Wednesday night. It's Wednesday night.
It is Wednesday.
I know what day it is.
Are you sure you're not taking glaucoma
I don't know.
medicine?
They're playing. There's Omaha going out on the outer tables, and Lon McCarron's here. I don't know what day it is. I think it's Monday. You know, it's like Monday night's Omaha night. I don't know. Anyhow, let's get to the action here. Walk you through the lineup.
I'm stoked.
Sitting in seat 1, we have Jay. Jay sitting on the stack round 625.
Yum, yum.
Have not seen him play yet before. We're kind of curious to see how he's going to do on tonight's live stream. It says 625. He might have had to reload because he looks a little thinner than 625 there. So he might have caught a little bit of a cooler. Sean in seat 2. We've seen him. We're familiar with Sean. He's got about 600 in front of him. Davey. You and I, we both know Davey.
Where do we know Davey from, Jake?
We played a final table with Davey.
Oh, this isn't the seniors event we're running tonight?
Not tonight.
Because we know we crushed those.
Jesus. Davey's got about 800 in front of him. Peter is in seat 4. He's sitting on 2,200. Dan, we mentioned Dan. We've seen him play in the live stream before. He final tabled the Stones 200K guarantee main event. He's got about 1,300 in front of him. Bill in seat 6. He's running 1,700. We all know Bill. Tiny, my brother Tiny, $1,900 there.
It's a bright shirt Tiny has on.
That's a lot of shirt.
That is a lot.
Brother's got a lot of shirt.
I can't look directly at it for more than 3 seconds.
Rick, I don't know if we've had Rick on the stream before. I know I played a lot with Rick. I'm sure you played with Rick. You know.
I played with Rick. Man, me and Rick go way back.
Right on. Rick's got around 1,900, and a new player that I have not played with before, that I recall. Is Matthew. He's sitting around 1,400. That's always like, for me, it's always really awkward. Like players will like, I mean, not that I'm anybody, but like players come to me like, oh yeah, remember that one hand that we played that one time? Like, what'd you have? And I'm like, we played together? Like who?
It all blends together, man. Like I barely remember.
It really starts to, right?
Yeah, dude. We play so much. You know, we play so much every day that all these like faces and names all blur together.
It's so tough. Like I'll be like running around like I'll see someone at the grocery store and I'll be like, do I know you from poker or from something else? Did we used to date? Like what? Like I don't know. Yeah.
It's weird.
It really
C2 has some luscious hair. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm really jelly right now.
C3's got it going on for sure.
For sure.
For sure. Couple other usuals in the chat box. We got Rick and Barstow. What's going on, brother?
Hey, Rick and Barstow. I've chatted with you before, I believe, maybe. Who's Nightbot? Oh,
that's like the R autopilot.
I was waiting. I thought that was our first troll of the evening. What up, BGR Chan? What's up, man? Good to see you.
BGR Chan.
All right.
Get some of the action. You got a little bit of a dealer change here.
A little dealer change. Is that
Ryan
Roman?
adding on. Yeah, so that's my bad. So the 200K main event ended up in a 5-way chop. Dan, unfortunately, was not part of that. I was rooting for him. I love Dan. It was a really loaded final table.
It really was.
But that was the hard part. It was hard for me to root for anyone because I knew so many people there. I felt like rooting for someone was like I was really rooting against everyone else too. So
I was happy to see a nice little 5-way chop. You normally always see that in Sacramento. I can't.
No props for chops.
No props for chops, man. Unless it's for like 20K.
Action started.
There we go.
Action's on Dan. Dan's gonna open it up here with 5-8 offsuit. Tiny's gonna put it in the call of pocket 7s.
30.
So looking through this lineup, I don't know everyone. I know most of the players, and I would tend to say that most of these players kind of are gonna lean toward the tighter side. Dan is a very perceptive player. He's probably going to recognize that, and I think you're going to see a lot of that. Dan opening up with hands like this from almost any position. 8-5 offsuit is going to be more than good enough for a raise for Dan tonight. It may prove to be.
A little gutter ball for Dan, huh? Too bad Tiny has a couple of his outs.
Yeah, not the worst flop for Dan, right? Going to make continuation bet, take down the pot.
Nice. Dan looks like he's running a little C bet with a little king high board there. Takes it down, sitting back, probably on Snapchat.
Good board to C bet.
Yeah, for sure.
So, Ryan.
Yes.
You're the front man for an award-winning band.
We are
Iconoclast Robot.
Yeah, man. I don't like talking about myself too much, but I am pretty awesome.
No, dude, it's legit. Like I first started like following you through the different social media outlets, and I kind of started seeing some stuff that you guys doing. Like this is not amateur hour. This is real.
We are quite professional.
This is real. No, it looks good stuff, man.
I appreciate that, man. Yeah, we've been together for like 5 years. Poker is like one of my side passions, but that's definitely my main hustle, I like to call it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's you know, it's a money pit like any passion really, unless you're like working for the man or whatever. But it's fun. It's definitely fun. I appreciate the plug there. That's ICONOCLAST Robot.
Iconoclast Robot.
If you need to find out more, just come talk to me. I'm usually here every day.
Right on.
I'm the big Filipino with this mustache.
Yeah, 3-betting light, folks. Don't get me wrong. He's the big Filipino who's 3-betting light. Every day, all day.
Let's see what we got going on here.
5-10, looks like a limp pot here. A couple people with clubs. 6-5-9, all spades. Jay flops the straight.
Rick flops the joint. This is going to be interesting.
Jay flops the straight. Rick flops king high spades. No money goes in on the flop. 6 pairs on the turn, and Tiny is going to bet his pair of fives.
I love poker.
Rick is going to flat the king high flush draw. Come back around to Jay. Now Jay, who flopped a straight, he's got the 8 of spades. He's got an inside straight draw to a straight flush. He's now going to check raise the turn.
Holy moly. This should be interesting.
The hard part for Jay was first to act here. He was in an early position there. He really would have loved to check raise that flop. Now he's going to run into Rick here. Rick's going to make the call.
Heads up.
The board being paired already might slow down Rick.
Ooh,
another spade. Jay backs into a flush.
That's definitely a good card for Jay, I think.
He's going to check it over to Rick. With 225 in the pot, Rick, I think, feel like she can bet somewhere around 150-ish. Maybe even smaller, though. Actually, probably, now that I think about it, probably smaller.
That is 110.
110. Good bet sizing by Rick. Unfortunately, I don't think he's going to get called here. Unless Jay's really going to get confident with his 8 of spades. He thinks Rick's really betting, either just dry bluffing here or betting a worse spade. That 4th spade's fortunately unfortunate for Jay.
Yeah, definitely.
He's going to save him a little bit of money
I
there.
think you definitely pay him off if the heart came on there, for sure.
Yeah, if it bricks, he definitely barrels the river, I feel.
For sure. You know, they call me Tiny.
They call you Tiny?
No, they don't. Right. Man.
Right
Stones
on.
is a wonderful place. If any of you guys have not come to check it out, this place is marvelous.
Oh,
Do you like tacos and duck? Because you enjoyed some duck tacos.
I barreled some duck tacos right before we came onto the stream.
I love how you use the word barrel in everyday life. Pretty mage.
You gotta incorporate it, right?
No doubt.
Card's getting pitched around.
Well, 5-10 action. What would Veronica say?
Something strippers, something crude joke. I don't know.
Something to do with coitus for sure.
Very much so.
Oh, we got a laugh from the back. I'm a hit.
I think Dan limps into his pocket 6s. Bunch of limpers so far.
Ooh, Jay has a mysterious hidden hand. You gotta love the hidden hands. Those are always mysterious. No? Okay. All right.
Yes, no. Ace, couple of diamonds. It's not a worse flop for Dan's 6s. He's going to check them. We got Angry Pollock. Veronica's in the chat.
You guys like it, don't pretend.
That's 30.
Veronica, we miss you over here. I really wish I was going to sit with you this whole 3 hours, but I got stuck with this.
You gotta take what you can get, right?
Apparently. Let's see. David has to think he's good here.
That's up.
David calls with a pair of 8s. He's best right now. Dan's gonna need a 6. Can't get there.
He's playing this just like I would play it,
This goes check. It's gonna go check, check.
of course.
A little bit of pot control poker played by David.
Can't be mad at it.
Yeah, he had no reason to bet any street there. Dan did all the legwork for him. So, a new event we got coming up, or we have a day on the felt coming up here March 25th.
That's a Friday.
It's going to feature a 12 p.m. white chip bounty tournament. There's going to be lucky seat drawings. It's going to be co-hosted with Deej Poker.
Deej Poker.
Love the Deej guys.
They are pretty awesome.
Speaking of barreling, those guys, God, they will just barrel anything.
They will.
Yeah, open face Chinese, PLO, those guys, they're willing to hold them tournaments,
That's a
cash games.
whole new level of degenerate.
Those guys just, yeah, like, send it, ship it.
I feel bad when I invest $500 in a tournament. These guys, that's nothing for them. It's nothing for them.
No. Barrelers.
Full of barrels.
And they're gonna they'll be double Hold'em and Omaha jackpots that night. That's a big thing.
Man,
That's real.
Could you imagine hitting a double jackpot?
Double jackpot, right?
You know how many times you go to Costco that year?
March 25th, Friday. Get here. Tournament, white chip bounty tournament. That's $100 bounties. Seat drawings, double jackpots for your cash game grinders. Deej Poker. Get some.
And from 3 p.m. to 10 p.m., there's over $2,000 in high hands.
Nice.
That's up for grabs, folks.
Free money.
Come get it. I'm starting to settle in here, Jake. You know, this commentating thing's pretty fun.
It's easy.
Yeah, first I was nervous. You probably could tell by the moistness of my forehead.
Can't, you're wearing a hat.
I know.
That's the beauty
I
of it.
hope it's okay. All right, here we go.
4 players.
David's in knit and folds at 9-4 early.
More Lint Pot Poker.
This should be fun.
Ace Queen 8, all clubs. Sean flops a pair and a gut shot. Oh, I'm sorry, a pair and a jack high flush draw.
All around.
Got 78% equity in here. Sean now makes trip queens. He's got this hand on lockdown.
30. That is 30.
Sean's got 30. Unfortunately, no one's got anything to play with him with. He's hoping someone's got an ace. A little bit slow start here.
$75, Jake.
Peter, you want to buy?
It's money. You know, all those little pots add up. It's so many, like, you look at across and some of your more successful cash game grinders and players you see, you never see making like any like really big splashes. You'll just like, next thing you know, they buy in for 100, maybe 200 bigs, and by the end of the night, they've doubled or tripled their stack, and you're just like, where did that come from? And it's all these small little pots.
Grinding.
They've accumulated and accrued over the course of the session, playing solid poker, and it's definitely profitable.
I do not play profitable poker, unfortunately. So I have no idea why you guys.
I don't know. Like the way you crush tournaments, brother. Like I would have no problem buying action off you at tournaments.
Well, you should let me know that, bro. I would have fired the third bullet in the main. I ran bad so bad in the main. It's okay. Let's not talk about it. Here we go.
I only got to fire one bullet in the main. It was kind of a conflict of schedules and stuff, and I had the WPT going on.
Yeah.
Fired at 3500 WPT California swing. Made day 2, did not make day 3. Needed to make day 3 to cash. Ran pretty cold, but poker happens. What do you
That's
do?
part of the grind, my friend. It's part of the grind.
Definitely some negative variance involved.
Story of my life.
Matt's gonna put in a raise. Matt's gonna make it 25 to go. Jay's gonna make the call. Dan's gonna defend his small blind.
I like the Jack 8 off.
Jacks, or I'm sorry, you gotta talk about Jacks. 966, Rainbow. Can't see Jay's cards. There we go. He's got the ace 3 hearts. Matthew's gonna put out a continuation bet. And Dan is not done with the Jack 8.
Flurry.
Now you fire. Dan has turned open-ended. He's gonna fire. Unfortunately for him, Matthew's hit top pair. Matthew, who was just, putting in a C-bet, has now made a hand. Matthew should probably be flatting this all day.
Down.
Pretty easy call here for Matt. Little Hollywood. Reach for some calling chips.
Let's see what our boy T puts out there.
And to need a 7 or a queen. 4 is not going to do it.
That's a brick.
So when Dan check call leads that board on the turn, the 9, 6, 6, 10, and either one looks like he maybe flopped a lot of 6s,
Definitely.
or B, maybe has a hand like Jack 10, no, 9, 8, I don't know. It's kind of a weird line.
135.
Dan checking the river here is kind of giving up. Matt Beck's 140. Graphics says 138.
Healthy pot.
I'll get right on it. Awesome.
We got some blurriness going on, guys.
My kid's Ryan, don't be mean.
I had absolutely anything.
I'm not your kid, ma'am. She looked like a lovely lady. You know her?
Yeah, D?
Oh,
D's
yeah.
great. D Timmons?
D. Timmons. Timmons? Simmons.
Timmons.
Timmons. All right.
She gets around the tournament circuit a little bit. She plays some cash games. Don't, not like that, brother. No.
What?
D can fire some barrels. She played in the WPT this weekend. I was able to play or see her at the event. I mostly see D around the larger buy-in, special events. You know, the last Sunday event here. She's always around.
I've never played with her.
D's a lot.
She looks like a
lots of
monster.
fun.
She looks like a monster. In a good way.
I know what you. Yeah.
D. Timmons, ladies and gentlemen. All right.
Matt's gonna put in range. He makes it 25 to go ace queen. So Matt's playing some small ball here. 2.5x open sizes. I love it. It's kind of, for me, it's more tournament for me. But you can definitely use it in cash game as well. It's deep stack poker bet sizing.
15 years. First of all,
And he
why
checks,
would you
he
ever
lets
go
it go through, and he turns the straight with the nut flush blocker.
Was that like a vacation destination?
Matt's got Broadway.
Disneyland opened up a new theme park.
No one's got much for him though.
Bet
Why don't you
45.
just leave it to Dennis Rod? Let him do it.
You say no one has good form? Is that what you said, or for him?
No one's got much for him.
Oh,
No one's got a lot of. Yeah, no one's gonna play with him.
I definitely don't play with.
Check the best hand, bet the best hand, bet the best draw, all of it.
You know,
Take down the pot.
What's going on in the chat here?
Even if you don't steal it.
No digs to Ryan, but bring back the Polak. She is more attractive to me than me. I appreciate that.
Depends on your preference.
Sweating in the booth already. There hasn't been stripper pole stories yet. I am sweating.
Welcome to the penalty box.
It's okay. These lights are bright. I do miss Veronica. Now that I'm spending a good 20 minutes with you, I'm over you already.
We love Veronica.
Me too. I mean, we do.
She's trouble though. God, she will.
is trouble.
Have you ever? I know you mostly play tournaments, but you ever seen Veronica in a cash game?
I haven't actually.
It's insane.
So she
She is
fire,
just
fire, fire.
yeah. She will get the tightest and most nittiest of knit players to straddle pots and just put in blind money. Like no, don't look, don't even look, just call. Just call.
That's pure seduction right there.
It really is.
It's not
yeah.
fair. It's not fair. Maybe I should make an inappropriate joke so that guy will be happy. Give me a second. I have to come up with one.
More limp pot poker. With this lineup, I really think that we're going to see a lot of that, unfortunately. Deuce 10-4, a couple of hearts. Dan's got a pair of 10s. He's best right now, as far as we can tell. Tiny's got an inside straight draw. He needs a 3 to complete a straight. Jay's got the same inside straight draw. Dan's going to bet his 10s.
All these protesters, right? So the other.
The Moon XX, or XX, the Moon XX, asks, why don't you play cash? I saw.
Why don't I play cash?
You were playing cash when I walked in here.
It was weird. I dumped off $95 really quick. Why don't I play cash? I really focused on my tournament game for the last 2 years. You know, it's not really about me.
No, it's all good. No, there's.
I started grinding way back at a little room called Limelight here in Sacramento playing 1-3.
Yeah.
So I have experience.
Okay.
Thank you, D. D Timmons came back to join us.
Loves us.
She does.
No, but I'll be honest about that too. Like I play cash to make money. The room here is great for that.
Sure.
But I really, when I talk about like having fun playing poker, I really do have more fun playing tournaments.
Me too.
It really is so much more enjoyable. There's that feel of you know, chipping up, and you look at the leaderboard, and you know where the money is and where you're at in relationship to that. And you know, there's like a finish line and a goal in sight with cash games. It's for me, it's all business. I mean, not like I don't take tournament poker seriously, but for me, cash games, it's like, you know, there's no end to cash games. You're just trying to grind out, cut out a living, make a profit, and it for me, it can feel more like work. That said, I use cash games to pay for my tournament habits.
For sure. I'm just not very good, to be honest with you, at cash games.
They're different styles of poker, and you see, sure. I think you see equally pokers that cross over from tournaments to cash struggle, and cash game players cross over to tournaments that have some of the same challenges. David elects to limp ace king. He flops king on king jack deuce. Matthew has got a pair and a flush draw. With all that limp dead money out there, I'm actually surprised that Matthew did not elect to exercise his option and put in a raise with the queen jack suited. For the simple reason meaning is, one, you're going to pick up all that dead money a lot of time, and two, even if you get called, queen jack suited has got a decent amount of equity against, I mean, a lot of hands.
With the flush draw as well. Here we go.
And as is, Matthew's going to check call with his pair and flush draw. David's going to bet his 30 with the ace king. 8 of diamonds comes on the turn, puts 2 flush draws on board. David's now a 74% favorite. He's going to check over to him. David's going to bet 85.
What do you do here in David's position?
David bet 85. If I'm Matthew.
Oh, Matthew, sorry.
Well, once you don't check raise the flop, I feel like if you're now check raising the turn, you're kind of doing it as a bluff. So I think check calling here is going to be pretty standard. That's what Matthew does. Seven of clubs, and David's going to be good. Now, unless Matthew really knows that David's got a really strong limping range, which evidently David does, in limping ace king suited. Even though I even seen the cards, I still, from Matthew's spot in the big blind, you know, after all the limps and 4 or 5 limpers go in, queen jack of hearts in the big blind, I think, you know, with you know, 50, 60 bucks in the pot, you can make a pretty good sized raise there, and more often than not, just take down the pot right there. And even if you get called, you said you're gonna have a decent amount of equity against almost any hand with a hand like queen jack suited.
For sure. What was the bet on the turn? Do you remember?
85 on the turn. I meant on the flop, when once Matthew flops a pair and a flush draw there. For me, I mean, in a limp pot, A, you can either bet out, or B, I think even a better line for Matthew might have been to check raise the flop and then barrel, and because you can't always count on someone having a hand like ace king top kicker. And no one is an all limp pot. The problem is for Matthew, of course, that David obviously and evidently has a very strong limping range. And for players like me that like to get like a little bit aggressive on the table, that can be frustrating. We're like, I like to go after and attack limpers and bludgeon players like that. When a player that's got a really strong limping range limps in the pot, everyone else depends on the limping behind them, and I really can't shut anything down. I'm kind of forced to kind of, you know, limp along and try to flop strong, which is hard, or just get committed to firing a lot of barrels, which can get expensive.
Yeah, no doubt. Sean and Peter both flop jacks here. Jay has a nothing. Yuck.
2 pair for Sean.
Alright, Omaha players, we are going to do our first drawing of the night.
Peter's good enough to get away here.
We got 2
and he does.
So this winner is going to get $100. We're going to draw for the seat number first.
if Sean had any worse hand, I mean, Jack 8 or worse is never going to bet with the king on board. Even a hand that's had knocked, like a hand like Jack 10, I don't think it's going to bet the king either. They're not just going to check. Once Sean bets that turn, Peter knows that he's...
Yeah, for sure. It was a good check on the flop, see where you're at, especially when the king comes on the turn, you can get away from it. How much is in his stack right now?
Peter?
Yeah, Peter has 20.
Peter's rolling pretty deep right now.
Yeah, for him to get away from that hand is pretty...
Peter's got over 200 bigs. Drake RX, how you doing, brother? Good to have you in the chat room. 4-gate FTWW. I'm probably missing some sort of acronym or...
I'm going to assume it's for the win.
For the win, wow.
You need to step up your acronym game, sir.
Man, I'm failing here.
How long has this been gaming going on so far? For the live stream? Just an hour or so?
26 minutes. Rick's going to put in a raise here. It makes it 30 to go. Matthew's going to call the king-jack offsuit right behind him.
I've spilt my water officially. Side note.
Life happens.
I'm just thirsty too.
Yeah, $75.
Jay's going to make the call with a 9-8 offsuit out of the small blind. Go three-way here to the flop. Ace 10-8, 2 spades. Jay flops open-ended. Matthew's got an inside straight draw to Broadway. We don't know what Rick has. Now, Rick, we've seen limp a lot of hands already. Rick opened for 30. That's 55 into a $100 pot. I think Rick's can generally be pretty strong here. Ace King, Ace Queen. I don't think Rick's going to be betting worse a whole lot of times. Jack comes on the turn. There's a hand. There it is for Jay.
If Rick does have an ace, I think he'll be able to get away from it.
If he's got Ace Jack, it might be harder for him to get away. I don't know if he... I think he definitely bets turn here. He might be putting Jay on something like a spade draw. You know, players tend to see flush draws much more easily than they see straight draws. So the Jack of Diamonds coming there is a really good card. I mean, of course, you would have much rather had a 6 peel off, but Rick bets 115. Now, if you're Jay, you got to think to yourself, guy who limps a lot, he raised pre-flop, he bet an ace high flop, he's now betting the turn again. He's got to have a pretty strong hand here, reasonably strong hand here, top pair, good kicker at worst. So I think a raise from Jay here would be pretty appropriate.
240, 250 around there.
Yeah, you don't need to raise a lot here, just enough to get him, kind of keep him on the hook, and then you can, bet river, hope to get called.
Looks like a flat.
There's a raise. 240.
I'm a genius.
Wizard.
That's why you have me in this loop, bro, because I can't bet raises.
Bet sizing. 125 more to call for Rick. You only bet 115. I mean, it's not like he's getting a big raise here. There's two flush draws on board. Straight draws. The problem is the straight draws got there. King Queen got there, then 8-9 got there. Unless you really,
Goodrich, I agree. It's either Ace Queen or Ace 10.
I really think, yeah, Ace Queen.
It would be sick if he had the King Queen of spades.
He might have checked back Ace King, Ace Queen. Worried about Ace Jack, maybe. So he might have Ace Jack. Oh, reaches for chips.
Yum, yum.
Oh, re-raise here. Rick's got Ace Jack.
Rick has ace.
Rick
This
sticks
is gonna
it.
be ugly.
There we go. Money's all in. Rick's gonna need to catch an ace or a jack here for full. That's what I was just gonna say. That Rick, I don't know. He probably would have checked back Ace King, Ace Queen there. Worried about a hand like Ace Jack.
This is gonna be ugly for Rick.
John B. for the Omaha PLO.
Miracles can happen.
Rick's gonna need an ace or a jack.
Oh, the suspense is killing me.
What do you want to do?
Oh, 65. The problem was for Rick was that after Jay check raises at 240, he only had 3 and change behind him. I mean 605 total. River card. Jack! Oh, Jesus! Shit!
Shit! I thought we're not supposed to curse.
They're gonna run it twice. Okay, so they run it twice. So Rick gets there once. They're gonna chop it. Wow.
Yum, yum.
Lordy, lordy, lord. The problem there was for Rick was that once Jay check raised to 240 there, he only has 3 and change, 360-ish, 365 behind. There's zero chance that doesn't go in on the river. So I think for Rick, if your opponent's got, let's say, a hand like a busted spade draw, I'm trying to think of it. Maybe would you flat there and then hope that your opponent would shove on a busted flush draw if you really thought maybe he had flush draw? And I think if Jay's gonna player's gonna like check raise a flush draw, he would have done it on the flop, not necessarily the turn. I don't know. So I mean that's the problem for Rick in that spot was the stack size. Once Jay check raises 240, the only 365 behind, there's next to no chance that the rest of it doesn't go on the river. So might as well just get it in there. Now, had he waited, he would have caught his boat and not chopped the pot.
Hesitate to push it in.
That's what I'm saying.
Check back.
Man, your analysis is on fleek, sir.
You don't usually do that with like ace-10.
That means good.
It means good, man. Note to self, Fleek is good.
Fleek is fantastic. I think we should take this opportunity to talk about the Hydra. What do you think?
Hydra.
Hydra.
100K coming up, guarantee coming up. 6-flight main event.
That's a lot of flights, my friend.
Seriously.
And it starts, what, Friday, April 8th at 10 o'clock is 1A.
$200 buy-in, 100K guarantee, 6 flights. There's 2 flights per day. There's a morning and evening flight every day. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And the kick about it is all the week before. So you can have all Friday, Saturday, Sunday the week before, and then come back the following weekend for day 2.
That's crazy.
Yeah, kind of unique, kind of interesting. I like it. I'm kind of curious to see how it works out. We got a Jack 3-4 flop with 2 hearts here. David and Jay both have jacks. Tiny misses with this 10-8 suited.
I hate missing with 10-8 suited. This is like,
You look at me like oh my god,
I'm about to flop the world.
Shit out of this.
And then it comes Jack 3-4.
Jack 3-4 2 hearts, like wrong color red.
Like Daniel Negreanu got me hooked to that hand when I used to watch poker on television. Let's see. What could peel off?
10 of clubs come on. That card might slow things down. A lot of players, everyone plays some Jack 10.
Yeah, no doubt.
A lot of players gonna immediately get worried about Jack 10.
I'm always worried about Jack 10. How many tables are there in here? Let me count.
17 tables.
17
I beat
tables.
the sorry, brother.
That's fine. Counting's hard anyway. This place is beautiful.
It's hard to map.
What is this place like to you? Like a ski lodge? It's half ski lodge, half like Western
It's a poker lounge.
saloon.
It's kind of got a classic feel to it. I mean, we've got some lower lighting going on in here.
Definitely.
Nice room. Valerie, V-Cross Poker. Oh, Valerie, how you doing?
Hi.
Valerie, Val.
I know Valerie.
Val finished 10th in the Stones main.
Oh, congrats, Valerie.
Bubbled the TV final table.
Yuck.
And I'm a big fan of Val. I was really hoping that she would make the TV final table, the live stream final table. I might have overreacted a little bit when I heard that she busted.
What did you do? Did you cry, Jake?
A little bit inside of me died. And I was just like, God damn it! Like,
We just had a moment.
we did. But it really is like.
Val's a great player, man.
No, yeah, that's good. Val's a great player. I love watching her play. Poker. We need more female players, and she's just one of the better players we have in the room. Period.
She always wears the best. She always wears the best sweatshirts. Teal, sometimes gray,
Aqua
all over the palette.
Yeah, no, it's good. Love Val. And congratulations, Val. Val says it's cool she chopped the WPT bounty tournament last night. Nice. Good job, Val.
All right. Good work.
336 runners in our Stones main here. Val pops off in 10th. Shipped it with 8s. Got called by Ace Queen. Every now and then you got to win races.
You got to get in there. Yeah,
Tournaments, you got to win races. Val says that I was sadder than she was when she wasn't there. I really was.
You're so sweet, Jake. I didn't know you were such a sweet guy. You have this like hard guy
Got a heart of gold.
exterior.
Yeah,
Yeah, you have a heart of gold.
I do. It's like that Neil Young song.
My heart's green.
I don't get it.
You don't get it? All right.
Same. Game on.
Game on.
We are in California.
Yeah, for sure. We are located right off of Antelope Road here in Citrus Heights. Tiny's rocking the iPad Little 2 Mini. He's probably watching. What do you think he's watching?
He's watching the stream. He's trying to find out
He's watching
what
the
did,
stream?
what did that guy have in that one hand. And that's one of the great benefits of like watching watching yourself on the stream is one, trying to pick up reads and tells on yourself, but seeing how players play against you. I mean, you can watch players that you play against on the stream and see okay, well, that's how they're playing, but it's everything is the easiest thing in poker is like, oh, what should I do here? It depends.
Yeah.
And it's like you can watch how one of the players that you play with commonly plays on this live stream and make certain assumptions. But it's different how they might play against you necessarily. So like we have a 3-bet. Was that a 3-bet out of Sean? We had a raise and a 3-bet. Sean just 3-bet 6-7 suited. Sean's my new hero. That's it. That decides it. No, but that's just it. I mean, it's like and there's certain things I've seen like watching the stream, and you'll make assumptions about players, and then but how they perceive you in your game, how they're gonna play with you is gonna be totally different. So like the couple times the opportunities I've had to play on the live stream myself, and seeing how what my table image is like and what players think about me, it's good. It's all positive. You learn from it. Never stop learning.
Learning is the most important thing in life.
There is no knowledge that is not power, right?
Man. Did you have Chinese food today? Was that in a fortune cookie?
It might have been.
What a biter. All right, Jay has ace queen of spades. I like that hand sometimes.
It's going to open up the action. Matthew raises actually. He gets to start. Matthew makes it 35 to go. Jay makes a call 35. David's got pocket 10s here. It's like David's going to look to flat. I think David can go either way. I don't think flatting's terrible, and you can raise 10s there in position for sure. Gonna just call. It's gonna get Tiny in the pot with the 4-5 suited. Deuce, deuce, 3. Tiny's open-ended. David's 10s are still way ahead. Matthew and Jay both miss ace queen. Checks round 2, David. That's 75. That's about half a pot. Tiny's gonna call, just opening a straight draw. Yeah, and once Matthew doesn't continuation bet there, I think he's out of moves there. It's gonna be really hard for him to check raise there and make it look believable. Pair for Tiny. Tiny's now got a pair and an inside straight draw.
Open-ended.
Sorry, open-ended straight draw. Stand corrected. That's why I have you around.
You suck.
Every now and then. Every now and then.
Ooh, yuck.
4 double pairs now.
That should kill the action. Tiny looks bummed. I hate missing draws. I wouldn't drive a Mazda if I hit more of the draws
Not me.
money in with. Not what I mean. Sorry.
305 in the pot. David's gonna bet out 125. Good bet size. He can't get called by much, but it might just price Tiny in. I don't know what Tiny thinks he can beat here though. No, he's gonna get away. Good fold by Tiny.
That were me out here or off. But that's me. What is a Hydra? Is Hydra a dragon?
Hydra might be a dragon.
Are we allowed to hit the Google in the booth?
Yeah.
Let me hit the Google. Let me find out.
I'll never stop arguing that we should have called the tournament the Trebuchet.
Oh yeah, you got
people,
is that the fancier catapult?
Yeah. It's a bigger, more powerful piece of military history.
I'm waiting for someone in the chat to call me dumb and just tell me what a Hydra is. See if you can beat Google. Anyone in the chat room?
It's a multi-headed dragon.
Wow, that has tentacles. Amazing. Pronounce that word for me, man.
Hydra.
No, that word. Co-element. See, I lost it.
I couldn't see. I always saw it was a fingernail. Rick's gonna make it 30 to go. King Queen offsuit. What's up, brother Mike?
Mike in the house.
Matthew puts in a raise, a 3-bet here. Makes it 100 to go with ace queen off. It's gonna get all the junk out of the way. Welcome Derminator to the chat box. He says the Hydra is a mythical Greek beast with 9 heads.
Is that the Derminator, aka Dermy?
It just might be.
You know who Dermy is? Dermy's a great tournament player.
I don't know Dermy. That's the goes back to I know faces and aliases and like
Sure.
you can probably give me like a real name here and I'd be like, I don't know, like
He looks like Tom Cruise's ugly, taller brother.
yeah. Okay, alright.
That's what you get for calling me a dumbass.
Far Peter, welcome to the chat box.
My man Dermy. What's up, Dermy?
Val, you misspelled trebuchet, by the way. I'm just saying. So good luck shutting me up.
Fun fact, the dealer Phil can flex his pecs and make them like move.
Nice.
I used to be able to do that. I can't do it anymore. Hope he doesn't watch this.
Sean's gonna limp in here. Queen Jack offsuit. We know that hand is the Hawaiian vacation.
Why do you call it that again?
Because with the amount of money that you lose with Queen Jack offsuit, you can pay for a Hawaiian vacation. Dan here is gonna make the appropriate action and put in a raise to 30 with 6-7 offsuit. Rick will defend the big blind. Sean's gonna come along as well. Queen 10. And the Hawaiian vacation is paying off for Sean.
It hit pretty hard.
Sarah.
Bet 55.
What's up, guys?
Sarah got Adam out there, man. There's so many good people out there. Lon McCarron's here tonight.
Who?
Lon McCarron. You might have heard of him. He's like got some gig at ESPN. He talks about poker.
I think Rick's gonna peel off here.
Rick did not elect the check call. Sean adds an open-ended straight draw to go along with his trips, so it's a good spot to be in.
Dan floating with 7 high?
Here's the thing for Dan. If Dan had a hand like Ace Queen, it's probably the exact way he'd play. He'd probably just call Sean's bet on the flop. Yeah, run better, Sean. You're not doing it good enough. You haven't hit the straight yet. You only have trips and an open-ended straight draw, and Dan's drawing dead. Okay, Queen's full. Okay, we'll accept that.
I want to see a crazy, crazy bluff from Dan here. That would be fun.
If Sean checks here, you could probably get in a check raise. I think I agree with Sean that it's probably a little too risky. Check here, might probably just go check. And Dan had a nice run in this hand. It was not for lack of effort.
His plan was thwarted.
Called flop, bet the turn. He was trying to get Sean off of the 10. Unfortunately, Dan's trying to save a little face here.
That's what they call TV time.
If you snap fold here, it's just you just.
Is he thinking about it?
So Val brings up a good point here, and I tend to agree. It's like once Dan does that, once he flats, calls the flop, bets the turn, he has to bet to win. So if you're Sean, you can check it over to him, and Dan's gonna bet a huge percentage of the time, unless he just elects to give up and okay, the gig is over. At which point you can get the check raise in. Leading out there pretty much forces Dan to have a hand to call you with, and I think you make less money there. I mean, yes, you run the risk of it going check, but you're gonna need Dan to call you with, make a crying call with the underfold, with 10s full of queens, which is, I don't know. So word on the street is that the Veronica and Val show might be coming up. Might get Valerie and Veronica at the same time.
That would be interesting.
I mean, let's be honest. It would be a fun show.
I'd watch.
I'd watch.
Is Val pretty timid, or is Val a little loose cannon too?
Her poker game?
No, I mean, how do you
In life?
Yeah, in life. Let's see.
Val strikes me that she's tight aggressive in life. A little bit loose aggressive. No, Val's tight aggressive. What am I talking about? Val's just tight aggressive. What are you talking about?
Let's see. Dan has jacks here. He's counting out a little raise ball.
Makes it 35 to go. Tiny's gonna call 7-8 of clubs.
Tiny loves his suited connectors. Room for him.
They're like drugs. You just have to. You feel the need to. And every single time that it works out that one time, that's your validation. Like, see, I knew it. Top set for Dan.
Unfortunately,
Wee wee.
Tiny misses another suited connector.
45. Oh, Dan cannot keep Tiny on the hook. And Dan hates
On a
it.
scale of 1 to 10, how bummed do you think Dan is right now? 7? I'm not even in the hand.
11D. Like,
11?
you know you have to continuation bet, because if Dan had anything, he's always going to continuation bet the Jack 5-3 board.
Sure.
And you're just needing your opponent to have something, or to have the kind of will to float and or bluff. Because at some point, the hard part for Dan is if you check there, at some point you're going to have to raise, and checking a flop and then raising a later street just reeks of strength. It's like, what could you really have there other than a monster and a Jack 5-3 so broken that you can pretty much almost turn his hand over and know that he has pocket jacks. So you have to continuation bet and just hope that your opponent has something or is willing to float.
Unfortunately for him, Tiny just had the mighty 7-8 of clubs.
See, if I'm in that hand in Tiny, I talk myself in like, yeah, Dan's just got ace queen. I'm gonna float here.
Diamond peel off.
Diamond, let a diamond come off. I'll double barrel. He can never call that instead of jacks.
That's how I play it.
Yeah. No one reps the hand the villain actually has better than yours truly.
Pocket H takes that little pot down.
Oh my god, what did I do? I repped quads in a terrible spot the other day, but it worked. It was like the worst. I repped quads. For once in my life, I repped quad. Usually I'm trying to rep like top full and the guy has quads. But it was a 997 board guy who raised, he c-bet. I floated with absolute junk, I'm pretty sure. And with the intention of betting or raising turn to rep a 9.
Sure.
Well, the turn's another 9. There's 3 9s on the board, so it's like that's like the worst card in the world. So going from like repping trips, I've now gone to repping 9 or quads, which is so just like impossibly difficult to do. He bets turn. I raise. He calls. He checks. I bomb the river, and he tank folds. Probably I think I had the best hand. And I just like chuckle and yeah.
All right, no one cares. Jay has queens.
Oh, Val was at the table. That's right. She was at the table when I read quads.
Val said she kind of believed it.
It was a disaster of a line. It really was.
Wow, Val says it was baller. I didn't know she had that in her. That's a bad flop.
Jay loves that flop. Ace King 5 with pocket queens. So gross.
This should be checked down, I'm assuming.
Check. 9 of spades on the turn.
Fire folds.
Val's right. Val's pretty sure the other guy had ace king. Yeah, I thought that's what I thought he had. Kind of had something like ace king, ace queen. Unfortunately, I think I had ace. I also had ace X. So part of it is like I can thought about checking back river because ace high is gonna be good a small percent of time. But I was also like, well, there's after I raise turn, it's kind of I can only have quads, which is weird. Which means I can never. He's gonna call a lot of his ace X hands, or ace king, ace queen hands. So I have to kind of bomb the river and hope the guy's not smart enough to sniff that out.
I like playing poker with people who aren't smart.
Or even better, you play poker with people who think they are, and they just let them like run some wizard bluff on a really ABC board like I do. Like, just don't worry. Just let Jake rep quads. He'll do it every night.
Sure.
You just call. Any pair is good. Any pair good.
Any pair is good against you, for sure. At least 40% of the time.
Peter's gonna limp in here with ace 3 suited. Sean and David both have 7-5 off. 3-way to the flop. Ace king 9, 2 clubs. Peter smacks his ace. David and Sean both have backdoor clubs. David's better.
Smacks his ace.
Smack. Got some. Peter's also got a 3 flush.
3 flushes is such traps and leaks in my game. I'll float anything.
What? Val said the guy that I bluffed got 20th in the main. Seriously?
You need a hug? You look like you need one. Maybe later. Stop looking at me. Thank you.
Really, Val?
It's cool, bro. Take another sip of your sugar.
I would never fold ace king to me on that board. It's like, well, really? The guy can only have quads here. It's like...
It'll be alright, man. It's almost another tournament.
It happens. Worst things have happened to better people. That's what I tell myself.
For sure. Speaking of tournament poker, Stones has tournaments every day.
They do. You know, as far as like daily smash and grabs goes, Stones I think really does run.
Oh, yeah.
You know, the best schedule in town.
And that Saturday tournament is always juicy. 10K guarantee?
10K every
11
Saturday.
o'clock? I like how they changed the Sunday to a bounty tournament. Those are always fun.
Nice.
Shameless plugs, man.
Race to 40.
Jay is going to exploit his image here if he feels like he's established one already. Make it 40 to go with king 6 off. Dan's going to defend his straddle. I think it was his straddle pot here. That's why.
Spikes.
Dan had put in the $20 straddle. Jay had min raised with king 6 and Dan defended jack 7. Jay flops his king. Dan's out of position, he lets it go. Friday, March 25th, White Chip Bounty Tournament at Day on the Fell with Deej Poker.
Deej Poker.
$2,000, over $2,000 in seat drawings, double jackpots.
Man,
Jackpot barreling.
yum, yum, yum. That's Friday, March 25th.
Friday, March 25th. It's gonna be good. High hand giveaways. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
I love this place. Wish I lived so far away. Elk Grove's far, bro.
I was gonna ask, I didn't know where you were at. You're out in Elk Grove?
Yeah, man.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Well, you're committed.
I'm committed. I'm
You're
committed.
no joke. You're
I'm
really,
committed
really
to losing
real.
money. I know. It's great.
Lord.
Race to 30.
I'll probably run. I don't know where that thought went.
Matt makes it 30 to go. Matthew, I'm sorry. Don't know if we're on a shortened name basis yet.
Matthew, rare case with only one T in his name. That's weird. I respect it though.
Jack 7-5. Check, check. So, I mean, without giving away too much strategy here, when in heads-up pots, attacking a player's check back range can be very, very profitable. So in that case, you know, when the pre-flop ratio checks back, generally
You got a fire.
they are very, very strong or very, very weak. Sure. And part of being very weak, I say consider very weak, is having, you know, probably a lot of pocket pairs underneath the high card of the board.
Yeah.
And the way as snug as this table's been playing, I'm a little bit surprised that Dan is not just firing, you know, yeah. Well, not necessarily that it's not crushing, but that he's not playing a little bit wider. I mean, mind you, he's playing probably wider than anyone else on the table, but in spots there where he goes check, check on the flop, a guy, generally, I mean, until Matthew proves otherwise, he's, going to be c-betting all his pairs when he's a pre-flop aggressor. When he checks back, he's either going to have a monster there or air, and the turn card didn't connect with anything. And Dan, I think, can fire almost any turn card and just kind of rep like top pair.
Take it.
8, 7, 8.
Tiny finally hits flop.
Checks through. 8 pairs on the turn.
Tiny's
gonna keep playing pot control. 6. No one's got anything. Tiny's just got the best hand. That's 20 into a $35 pot. No one's gonna call him. A lot of limp pots.
A lot of limp pots. Surprising he gets
We
you
haven't
out
seen
there.
anything from Peter tonight. Peter's, look at him there. He's content. He's just sitting there with his arms crossed, waiting for that monster. Gonna hope to get somehow paid off once it comes.
You're talking about Peter and the Smedium C4?
If they want to talk about it, let them come in and play. It's always, the game's a lot easier when you can see the whole card.
Sorry, just checking out what's going on out there in the room.
Don't be sorry for being who you are, Jake.
I think Lon stacked a full and then left.
Lon McCarran.
Is Lon here still?
25.
No, he's not.
Lon was bludgeoning players earlier, so.
Was he?
Yeah. Matt makes it 25 to go, under the gun +1. Jay makes a call, 6-3 suited. Dan's gonna come in as well, Jack 9 suited. Tiny defends big blind, Jack 10. Ace Queen 10, Rainbow. Dan's open-ended. Make it straight with an 8 or a king. King would make Broadway. There's a king, and Dan and Tiny both make Broadway.
Got 30.
The hard part for either of them is going to be the fact that no one put any bets in on the flop. It's going to be hard for anyone who has anything here to have anything other than a straight as well. I can imagine someone that had some sort of pair inside.
I think we should take this opportunity to thank everyone who's watching out there.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Here.
Yeah, they got a lot of regulars in the chat box. Jimmy Bluffett, Rick and Barstow.
They don't know what to say about me.
Who else we have there? Angry Polak. Who's that?
Nobody. Absolutely
what I thought.
nobody. D. Timmons, much love.
Much. Is that Ryan? Who's Cool Briz?
Cool Breeze.
That is me. I'm so delightful. Everyone knows me.
Everyone loves you. A lot of love.
So we're entering our second hour here. Not a lot going on tonight.
Rick and Barstow.
They don't know what to say about me.
Who else we have there? Angry Polak. Who's that?
Nobody. Absolutely
what I thought.
nobody. D. Timmons, much love.
Much. Is that Ryan? Who's Cool Briz?
Cool Breeze.
That is me. I'm so delightful. Everyone knows me.
Everyone loves you. A lot of love.
So we're entering our second hour here. Not a lot going on tonight.
Yeah, it's weird.
But it's still entertaining.
It's like the 5-10 dynamic can be so different than the 5-5 dynamic, and I really, I don't know. It's kind of I'm surprised with this lineup. I kind of expect them all to be tight,
Sure.
but I was expecting to be more tight aggressive, than not to be limping so many hands, and more to be opening so many hands. And I would have thought really with this lineup we'd see a lot of just heads up pots.
haven't seen
As
that
it
a
is, it's the opposite of that. It's everyone just kind of limping in. It's almost playing like a small game, where everyone's trying to get to the flop and make something before they commit a lot of chips to the pot. If I was playing this game right now, I'd I'd probably be into my third bullet already. Because I'd be raising every hand probably.
This game's tighter than Peter's shirt. Woo.
So here we go, and this is what I was talking about. Dan making these kind of raises and attacking all the limpers. Dan makes it 75 to go, queen 9. Matt's gonna limp call here. Or did he open? Check, check. Ace on the turn. Complete the diamond draw. And Matthew makes a two-fisted bet of 150. Nearly a pot-sized bet. Dan's never coming along. Dan's got the right idea though. As this table's playing so snug, Dan should just be playing poker abuse and opening hands like queen 9, opening and 3-betting and just trying to scoop up as many small pots as possible. So kind of free roll those big pots where you can get in there with you know any reasonable amount of equity. Kind of go back to the old Doyle Brunson theory of picking up all the small pots so you can kind of use that to free ball or free roll the big flips.
Did you say free ball?
Free ball, free roll, free ball, free roll. Same.
Speaking of free ball. Oh, damn it. Dirty time.
Angry Pollock, need I to remind you that I can block you.
Don't block Veronica, man.
No, we can't. I accidentally blocked someone the other night. It was terrible. Someone said something. I clicked on their name and I was like scrolling across and
did you say something mean or something?
No. He didn't say anything about it at all. But like, kind of had my finger hovering over the thing too long and it like, I was like, oh, what's that thing do? And I like tried to kind of click on it and it like double clicked on it and it just
How dare you, Jay?
I messed up. Dan makes it 50 to go. Ace Jack. Jay's gonna call. Deuce 3 of hearts. Heads up. Dan's gonna make a C-bet. Thank you. C-bet, take it down. And this is really what I expect to see, or what I was kind of expecting to see the entire night, was Dan opening a lot of hands, and as long as when players are playing this snug, and you get someone heads up, your continuation bets are gonna be so profitable. Yo, teach one, yo, Daniela. Welcome to the chat box. Daniela.
I know who Daniela is. I call her turtleneck. She's always wearing turtlenecks.
Because she's a classy broad.
She's super classy.
Like 25.
And she likes my band Iconoclast Robot ICONOCLAS.
You guys got any gigs coming up?
No.
No. Nice. Solid. Well, yeah, I'm trying to work the plug, but you know, that's what you can do.
We're working on our next record.
Love it.
Our third record. But you can go get our old stuff on iTunes for free.
700 plays, guys.
Spotify and all of your favorite streaming
11,
services.
He said he was not gonna look at making like 25.
Couple lumps of spot. So do you find like okay, like you played live gigs, you know, the person, you're the front man for the band. Have you found like that kind of being in the spotlight in a band like that and being the front man helps you in high pressure situations, like keeping you cool, keeping calm when it comes to poker?
Yeah,
do you think there's any crossover there? Yes.
Not with nerves, because I still get super nervous sometimes in pots and big pots and tournaments. And when I do play cash, I don't really think it benefits me at all that I have experience on stage. But it actually helped me come deal with your ass for 3 hours. So, you know what I mean? So, no, I mean, I get nervous like everyone else, man. But that is like what fuels me, you know. That's a drug right there. That adrenaline, that nervous energy before a show is like, just like when you're driving in the car to go play a big tournament. It's the same thing, essentially. King 5, huh?
9-3 deuce.
Yum, yum.
Top pair.
I'm not at all criticizing these players, I'm just reacting to.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we've seen it in our previous stream where a player, Brian, was defending his big blind literally any 2 cards. Like if you raise, I don't care how much it is, you will not just arbitrarily steal my big blind. Which is kind of funny because in cashing poker, that I don't think that's really optimal. Because you're just putting yourself in big pots out of position consistently. In tournament, I think there's kind of a benefit to it in tournament poker, you know, because you know, blind stealing is kind of essential to survival.
Super essential to survival.
But I guess at the same time, in tournament poker, you know, it's your big blind. If you don't want people opening light, if they know that you're going to defend no matter what, and you're going to get sticky, then I think it can definitely be a benefit to it as well.
I need to write this down, man. Sticky.
Dear Diary, today I got sticky.
Sticky barrel. What was the other one? What was the other one? Trebuchet.
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 35.
Got an open here to 35 from Dan. See, this is what I'm talking about. Dan, 6'5" offsuit.
Call 35.
Gonna make a raise. Bill's gonna call Ace Jack. The graphic went off the board real quick, or off the table. But Bill made the call. Ace Jack offsuit. That I can assure you. Jay makes a suited King 4, makes a call. And Sean's going to come in with King Queen offsuit as well. Bill is in the hand with Ace of Spades, Jack of Clubs, I believe. 9 deuce deuce, 2 clubs.
Check. Check.
Checks through. 6 of clubs. Doesn't show it, but Bill does have the nut flush draw.
Check.
Don't forget.
Sean's going to check his cards.
That's 50.
Yep, he's got a club. Gonna lead out. Dan's made a pair of 6s. He's now gonna let it go.
Who has the ace jack? Bill?
Ace, yeah, Bill did. Bill folded the Ace of Clubs there. Sean fires, takes down the pot.
Those lucky sliders you had about 20 minutes ago.
Every now and then, you just have to.
Food here is great, by the way. I don't know if we've mentioned that yet.
We usually do know the food here is amazing. Like, there's so many players that that I've come across that have played in this room, and that's one of the first things they go to. It's like they're like, oh my god, it's really nice room, blah blah blah, and the food is great. Yeah, we know.
The waitresses, fit ones here. Fit waitresses. What, is that insulting?
No, I mean
Fit. Fit. F-I-T. Stop looking at me like that. You know what I'm talking about.
oh god.
Raise to 30.
Let's see, Dan has pocket 8s. Raises to 30. Bill Muckswine vacation. Oh yeah, I write that one down too.
Sean's gonna make a call. 6 deuce of clubs in the small blind. 3-way to the flop.
Check.
Sean's gonna check dark. King Queen 5.
3 players. That's 45.
Thank you. I am looking kind of fit. I ran the lap today.
Dan puts in a continuation bet, takes down the pot.
Who's Cool Breeze?
Cool breeze.
Cool Breeze? Is that Cool Breeze? The Cool Breeze, the Filipino dude? He just he challenged me to an arm wrestling match for Stone City. He doesn't want none of this.
No?
I don't think. Wow. Veronica called me sexy. That was a highlight of my day so far. Besides hanging out with you, bro. And that free salmon courtesy of our tournament director, Justin Caritis.
Actions on Bill. He's gonna get rid of it.
Want me to go over there and tell Bill how to put the cards on the card reader properly?
Tiny's gonna limp in.
Oh, Tiny, another suited connector.
No one's raising these pots. I feel like Dan shouldn't be the only person here that's perceptive enough to pick up on how snug everyone else is playing. I mean, Dan's obviously he knows what's going on, and he knows that he should be opening a ton of hands, which he is. At some point, I would expect some of these players or a few of these other players to pick up on the same thing and start just opening junk.
It's a tight game, Jake.
It's snug.
It's pretty snug.
It's hard to drag chips out of pots like in this. Because ultimately, you're the only one to give an action. You start to like, all right, I'm going to start opening up a whole ton of hands.
Peter's still stacking at 3,500. It's a lot.
He looks very content.
He does look like a content fella. So
Those are the players that you do, when they start putting money in the pot, you do not want to start making hero calls. When people are content, they're usually they're in a big rush, they don't feel pressured, they're not stuck, they're not trying to get even, they're very, very content to just wait for good hands and bet them. When players like that start putting money in the pot, that's usually my cue to, exit scene left.
Tell. Stage left.
Stage left.
Looks like Peter's locked in on that CNN feed over there.
For real.
The world's a crazy place.
It is. It's a scary place sometimes.
Yeah, for sure. That dealer's hair is on fire right now. God, looks great. That's my friend May. She's nice.
May's a blast.
That's why I said I was thinking about a card.
I would say Stones has like the friendliest staff of all the card rooms, casinos I've ever played. Maybe. Maybe.
It's a really good room. For those people who think that we're just like pushing this room so hard, like, you really have no idea how lucky we are to have a place like this.
Yeah, it's pretty
in our own backyard. No, we're like NorCal poker in general. Like, we don't have to like travel far if anywhere to catch good games. It really is good. Rick's got ace-10. He makes 30 to go. Sean makes a call, pocket tens.
Let's get like $1,000 pot. I think we're gonna have $1,000.
We're way over here for that. Top full for Sean.
Here we go.
And Rick's got 10-7. I'm sorry. Rick's got ace-10. Rick's got top pair, top kicker, backdoor diamonds. He might think are good. He does not know that he's drawing dead as a doornail to Sean, who's got top full. And Dan has trip sevens. Jesus shit.
Did you just figure that out?
I'm catching up here very quickly.
Wow.
Dan probably thinks, look at me, I'm opening up all these junk hands. I'm thinking of playing all these hands. I shouldn't be cussing.
You shouldn't be.
I get excited.
It's that sugar-free Red Bull you're sucking down.
There it is. He said, like, we need to play $1,000 pot, and I'm like, you're right.
That's what you get.
And May, right on cue. Whack.
Dan fires 125.
If only Sean could run better.
Wow, Rick gets away from his ace-10 there. Nice fold.
Good fold.
What is Sean gonna do?
Sean's gonna flat.
Ooh.
Run and clinic on extracting the minimum.
Dan is in a precarious situation here.
Dan bets 180.
And we're going to Hollywood. Look at him. Yum, yum, yum. Count on a raise there, Jake.
4 1/4. It's not a big raise. It's gonna be tough for Dan to get away from this.
Oh yeah, Dan has to call, I think. Here.
Dan just can't be really. Dan can't beat anything. He doesn't. If he thinks that Sean's turning 8-9 into a bluff, he can beat that. If Sean backdoor clubs, he's got him beat. He's never raising ace-10. Dan cannot be any 7. He's got trip 7s, no kicker. He cannot be any 7 in the deck, including ace-7.
Raise that. You know I got at least minimum a full house.
It's such a small raise, and Dan's gonna fold this. No, he's not. He's showing the 7. Dan shows the 7.
You're right about that, Bluff.
It's such a small raise. Dan bet 180. Sean, Dan hates the call. Dan makes the call. Hates life. Oh God. It's just the worst spot. But it's so sickening because for the same reason I was advocating Dan to be opening a huge range of hands. Generally, when you're there, because you're opening so much, a hand like ace-10 is supposed to pay you off in that ugly spot where you flop trip 7 to 7-3, and the guys will just curse you up a storm. And you're like, oh, you're playing 7-3, and like,
That's a pretty sick setup, man.
yeah.
Pretty
You
sick.
gotta play good, right? To get those spots.
Looks like he took it well.
Nice.
Man.
I'm just being a nice guy.
Rick folding ace-10 there.
Pretty good read there. He wasn't that heavily invested in that pot, was he?
No, and the harder part for him is that he still had Sean behind him.
He had to put someone on the 7th base minimum.
Oh my gosh! Bad.
That was tough.
Sean's gonna limp him to Jack 10.
I run so bad.
4, 6, 8.
That would be.
Bill's open-ended. Sean's got 2 over and a 3 flush. Just gonna let it go.
3 flush. I had to write that one down too. You're teaching me all sorts of things tonight.
We're gonna get learned. We're gonna get learned. Did Dan make the call? Dan did make the call. I didn't see Dan was in the hand. Dan makes a call, leads the ace on the turn, and Bill gets away from the open-end straight draw. I didn't see Dan in the hand. So look at the stack guys there. Peter's still sitting on about 3.5K. Sean's got about 2.5. Trickles all the way down to Dan, who just got cooler. He's down about $300.
He got super cooler. Not super cooler. Maybe that small cooler, the beach cooler.
It's like, yeah, it's a small cooler, but it's
Still a cooler nonetheless. Unfortunate for Dan though.
I mean, he can.
Unfortunate.
I mean, it's just, the thing is that Sean's never floating that flop there without like, unless you're specifically thinking that Sean's turning the 8-9 into a bluff. It's just so hard to.
What do you think Dan's level of steam is right now?
Oh man, he could power a train right now. he could get he could go cross country right now on that thing.
At least make it at least Phoenix.
Cool Breeze asked what I would do if I were to win the WPT trophy. Well, WPT's over now, but if I were to win it next year, I'd be able to play a lot more WPTs. I don't know. It's like, it's so funny. Like it's funny as it sounds. Like I actually thought about that. It's like, well, if I win, then it's, don't get me wrong, it's a lot of money, but it's not like that much money. So I can't go buy a house with it. I can't do this with it. I can effectively I could grind more poker. That's probably exactly what I would do. I mean, it's for the same reason that I think jackpots are bad for poker because it takes money out of the poker community. I think big tournament scores can be bad for poker as well. I'm one of the few players that, you know, if I score big like that, that's all just rotating. It's right back into the rotation.
Gay Corp's age, sex, location.
I got a pair of eights.
K-Corp says he can buy a house in gold. I'm sure I could. Not sure if I want to live in gold. Nothing against gold, I'm just not sure I want to live there. It's too far from this place.
Yeah, man, that's a trek. You know what I'd do if I took a big, super big tournament down?
I have an answer, but I can't say it on the thing.
I'd open a bakery, bro.
Yeah?
Yeah, man.
Cupcakes for days.
All day. That's real talk too.
No, I believe you. No one's got much of anything here. Of course, as soon as I say that, then Sean decides to limp the jacket off. Peter's got a salad. Peter's eating.
He's saying that he's Hollywood.
Who? I did.
You did?
Yeah.
Stop it.
I'm just kidding.
All right. That was a good hand right there.
Yeah, that was
Sick.
What did you do?
I don't know. We're behind 20, 30 minutes. No spoilers. We're 20 minutes behind.
Johnny,
D, behave yourself.
That's a fine
D
scarf.
so bad.
Though.
Sorry.
Is that a shawl or a scarf? Is that a shawl or a scarf?
It's a scarf. You know why? Because my mouth did lay everything out to cover.
Life is real, man.
D Timmons. Peeking in the penalty box.
We should get a door for this place.
10-6-5.
Not too much going on here.
No, for anybody. Dan's going right back to work here.
Dan is on his high horse.
And that's just it, you know, he took a beat on the chin, took a cooler there, and he doesn't let it phase and goes right back to work. He knows he's got to be opening a lot of hands with this lineup.
Let's plug something. What do you want to plug? I talked about your, I talked about him on the stream, bro.
We just got Phil to come by and he just flexed his specs at us.
It's very true. It's very real.
Got real.
Peck, come do it in here real quick.
Coming up, March 25th, day on the felt here with Deej Poker. We've got our 12 p.m. White Chip Bounty Tournament. That's going to be, what, a $200 bounty? Was usually the $200 buy-in?
Yes.
$200 buy-in.
I'm assuming.
Seat drawings. Bill makes it 25 to go. Queen 10 suited. At least he's raising.
We haven't seen too much from Bill.
588. Bobby Boy 12 asked where Veronica is at. Nasty cheese grating accident.
She swallowed the gag ball.
Yes. She narfled the Garthak.
I ate her. Cool Grease says he will take the cash and get a trophy to Stones.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Needle.
That's still tilted, bro.
Got my brother Azan in the house. Azan, who chopped up that Stones main event final table. So went in as a chip leader. Got in what I kind of felt was a marginal spot. He woke up in the dick blind with a 3-bet or fold hand, ace-10 offsuit. He put in the 3-bet. Hua called with pocket queens, I believe it was. Did not 4-bet queens.
Was beast.
And the flop came 10 high. So it was on flop, top pair, top kicker, bet, Hua shoves. And I really feel like the cash player in Azan kind of just got the best of him in a spot where I think I think Azan knew exactly where he was at. He knew he was behind. Made the call anyway. He was hit about 20% equity. I think Azan knew exactly where he was at. Knew that Hua would never flat aces there. So he knew his ace was live. He had backdoor diamonds, top pair. He knew he was about 30% and was getting laid over 4-1. That said, so I mean that took a big bite out of him. He grinded it back to get back to par with the chip leaders, where he started the final table and was able to chop it up 5 ways. I think Azan took it a little over 24K. Good score for Azan. And that's a guy who's really worked for it. It really is. I mean that is a cash game assault weapon if there's ever been one. Just grinding out a living.
Man, I respect those guys who can grind for hours and hours and hours at a time playing cash games.
It's work, it really is.
Looks like Dan picked up aces here and raised to 1.
And this is great because Dan's this is what I'm saying. Dan's been opening so many pots. The problem is, going back to it, is everyone's playing so snug. I mean, you want to be opening a lot of pots when you're 3-betting, though. Players generally shut down. That's it. I don't think you want to be flatting there. I think it's still optimal with 3-bet aces.
How you been, Jake?
I've been good, man.
Yeah?
I've been good. You know, I fired the main here, didn't get through. Played WPT, had a lot of fun there. Always trying to, improve my game. I think it's
Play perfect poker.
trying to play perfect poker, man. And
Excellent, excellent.
and that changes all the time, you know, based on your opponents. When I'm playing against a field like you do in the WPT with all the names and faces and people, it's a whole other world of poker. And you know, I had a lot of fun. You know, I felt like I belonged. You know, I traded some shots with some guys, and I definitely got to go back and do some more homework and get better. But it's everything I try to treat is a learning experience, and
You really got
I try to improve upon it.
You really got to take time away from the table to really work on your
Chips
game to
on
get
11,
better.
please.
You can never assume that you know it all for sure. For sure, for sure. Peter's killing that salad. Dan raises to 30, continuing the action.
Dan's going right back at it. Under the gun, ace deuce. And under the gun, ace deuce is definitely in that. I think Dan's folding in most games. At this table in this dynamic, it's a raising hand.
Sure.
And Matt's going to put in a 3-bet to 100.
And takes it down. I normally like awkward silence, but I don't like this awkward silence. It's pretty awkward.
He's got to learn to be comfortable with it. It's there.
It is.
Deal with it. Embrace it. Sean's got jacks. Comes right to Matthew. Matthew makes 25 to go. Sean's gonna just call with pocket jacks.
What's your criticism there? You said that with a sort of.
I think you should definitely be 3-betting jacks at this table.
Can't disagree.
Good call by Sean, I feel. I can't see Matthew's cards, but I had a hard time buying that Matthew would bet 60 if he had a queen. He's going to keep betting. And I think Sean should just be calling down here. If he's got a queen, if he's got kings or better, more power to him. And I think jacks are going to be good here.
All right, what would Matthew have?
He definitely didn't have a queen, I'll tell you that much.
Perhaps he's
I probably would have called down Matthew with worse than jacks there without thinking twice.
Perhaps he's on that semi.
Yeah.
I was cry calling you guys got that kid the queen, you know. Good play.
Matthew had ace king. There's a look at it.
There it is.
Matthew 2-barreled ace king.
Or is this a different hand? Oh, it is a different.
Moving on.
Moving on. Let's see what's going on in the chat room.
Usual suspects. Sean picks up jacks again.
Is Peter muck ace queen?
No way.
Where's this? Salad, man.
Queen 7-6, all diamonds.
Sean has no diamonds.
What's Sean doing here on his phone? He's in the middle of a hand.
He's watching us.
Dan takes down the pot.
That salad almost escaped. Wow, that's kind of.
Oh, Earl. My buddy Earl in the booth, or in the chat box. Earl says if these players played any worse, they'd be in the booth. Earl, how'd you do in the booth, brother? As I recall.
Who's Earl?
Earl Mencken. Mr. Earl Troll. He would, how would I describe Earl?
I think I know. I think I follow Earl on Snapchat.
Probably. Maybe. Earl's the best. I really love me some Earl. Earl should stick to the felt and stay out of the booth. We'll put it that way.
Man, it's popping here in Stones tonight.
Ace Jack 7, 2 hearts.
Does that upset you? Can't let the trolls upset you. I heard you were pretty upset over all the kneeling you got about the senior.
Why did I bring that up?
I'm sorry, bro.
Wow.
I'm trying to be entertaining here.
Yeah.
It's funny to see.
It'll be funny if you cry. It's like, we'll make him cry, and that'll be funny.
God, it would be so funny if you cried.
King of spades on the turn.
You are a great cook.
Checks over to Jay, and Jay flicks in 30. Someone's got to teach Jay how to put his cards in the reader. Same thing for Matthew here. Neither of these guys have been on the stream before.
Let me go over there.
Let's we can mic into the dealer. Tell the dealer to get on their case. Matthew's gonna check fold the king 10. Jay at ace queen.
And takes it down.
Once again, keep going back. At some point, some of these other players got to adjust, adapt, and start opening some more hands here.
In case you're just joining us, we're playing 5-10 no limit hold'em here at the saloon at Stone's Gambling Hall. Ow, that hurt kind of. Think Peter's gonna play his fours here?
Oh yeah. Peter's gonna limp in. Letting pop poker tonight.
Please, Veronica, come up here and join in this game. That'll be
7-8-9 rainbow. Gay Corpse asks how deep it is. Everyone I think is reasonably deep. Most everyone's around 100 big blinds or more. The thing about it is no one is being that aggressive pre-flop.
Pretty tight.
Rick takes on the pot. CBR Matt.
Old guys.
Not to discriminate, but
I think it's time to light up in the booth. Earl, come on, bruh. Should I?
no comment.
Nah, I like this.
Patrick Antonius or Bobby Boy, like really like.
Yeah, you probably would.
But Matt, okay, good for you. Like obviously.
Don't block him.
No.
You're very, very easy on the blocking trigger.
All right, I'll show you.
Yeah.
Dan makes it 40 to go, ace-9. Jay's gonna call the same ace-9. Matt's gonna come in, and he's got hearts as well.
Just stop bumping me, bro. I'm sorry.
King, King, Jack. It's gonna let it check through. Another king.
Oh man, this is riveting.
Yeah.
Dan's gonna bet 60. Jay's gonna put in a raise.
It's a good play by Jay. Oh, yeah.
And everyone makes a vote on the river.
Everyone does, including us.
No, I get you a CBR map, but it's kind of like, obviously. I mean,
CB, Matt, Jake is very sensitive tonight.
no, it's just like,
No, it's cool, man. It's good, bro. No! It's fine. You gotta work out
oh,
the
there's trouble if I've ever seen trouble.
Hi. I'm getting a lot of support here.
We just got flashed.
And they were solid 9. Dan is tanking.
I think if you're Dan here, you call all day. The problem
The problem is he's half betting in his spot. It looks very, very much like he could have a jack here. I would fold, but I'm a nit.
I think this is a call. You don't love it. But I mean, even if the player had a jack, would he check raise the turn with a jack there? King's full of jacks. I mean, because what are you expecting to get paid by if you check raise the turn? Is pocket 8s, pocket 7s calling you to check raise the turn with a jack on king jack?
All right, Jake, you're right. Shit.
No, I'm just saying, like, I don't think the line makes very much sense if you're Jay. I mean, it's a good it's good blunt force trauma if you think your friend's got nothing. Earl, Jesus Christ,
I think Dan has a. Earl's the best, man.
Oh, Jesus. Good call, Dan.
Earl to stake me with some of his slot machine winnings.
Yeah, like Earl Mencken and Alan Kessler just like barreling slot machines for a living. Like,
That's so amazing.
so gross.
What's the most you ever won on the slot machine?
I don't play slots.
Never in your whole life you never hit one?
No, it's negative EV. Even before I was like, I was like into poker or like understood like any kind of rough concept of expected value. I just like I didn't see the appeal to it. The only time I ever would was actually when I first got into poker. There's a small card room up in Reading where I came from. Where I grew up. Bob Mather, Candace Collins are from Reading. There was a small card room there that would, if you showed up before whatever time, just anywhere in the parking lot, they'd give you like $5 like free slot play. So I would fire up one $5 pull in whatever machine it was on my way to the poker room, and so that was it. If I lost, I didn't lose anything. If I won, I immediately cashed out whatever I won, and that was that on my way to the poker room.
Cool story, bro. Hey, Rico, can I get service? Yeah, service. This guy just walked right past me, you see me?
King deuce deuce jack. Sean's got ace jack. Takes down the pot.
Let's talk about the Hydra, Jake.
6 flights. 2 flights per day. What I really think is cool about that is players that want to come in from out of town, one, you're going to be able to save on hotel expenditures. So if you want to come in and say you want to fire a couple bullets, in an event like that, you really come in prepared to fire a couple bullets for sure. You can come in for one day, and there's 2 flights per day. So you can come in and play the morning flight. If that doesn't work out for you, hang out, grind some cash, fire the evening flight if you want, and then you can bounce back if need be, and then just come back for day 2 the following weekend. And really, in reality, I mean, if you're coming in from out of town, you can just get one hotel room for the night and fire 4 flights. You know, fire the morning, evening, hotel night, following morning, following evening. If you really have to, you can fire 4 flights and only have to stay, one night. Although probably if you're firing the evening flight the second day, but I don't know.
time I got
Phil
back,
makes 25 to go, kicks in the pot.
And that kicks off April the 8th here at Stone's Gambling Hall.
$200 buy-in.
The Hydra.
that can cost $40 already.
Man, Peter is stuck at 3,500. He hasn't played very many pots today.
Peter hasn't had a lot of cards to work with. He's just kind of right now occupying some space. The other thing about Peter though is he's got Dan on his left, and Dan's the one guy that's opening a ton of pots. So Peter's definitely going to be playing a little bit, more snug, even more snug than the rest of the players, because he's got the one guy that's opening a whole ton of pots on his left. Players are now claiming that they did not look at their hole cards. Dan made it 25 to go. Matthew called 25, as did Sean. King 10-5, 2 spades. Sean, who allegedly he did not look at his cards, now finds that flop comical. Come around to Matthew. Oh, I'm sorry. Matthew's gonna bet Queen 10. David has got top pair and a flush draw. For once in my life, can I get a check raise?
C3.
That's a call.
C3 is not Highlander, by the way.
$10 from Matthew. David's not running well here.
No, he is not.
Matthew's gonna bet 105. David knows he's behind right now. He's still got spades to fall back on. Makes a call.
Brick.
4 hearts on the river.
Except for that one hand where 7-3 hit strips and both flops, there hasn't been very much. These boards have been kind of dry. Is what I meant to say.
390 in the pot. Matthew has got to put David on some semblance of a king here. How much can he call? I think it's a little ambitious. $250. I think it's an appropriate size bet if you think your opponent has a strong hand. Had David raised pre-flop and you think that he might have a little bit of ace, king. I mean, you gotta think I mean, David's got much worse than that, but I mean, do you think David would really call 250 with a hand like king jack or king queen here? He's gonna have a lot of king X and a lot of busted spade draws. In this case, he's got both. Let's it go. The way that hand played out, unless you think David's just like super sticky, and is gonna call down any king. I think a little bit smaller on the bet sizing would have played out a little bit better there for Matthew.
Bobby Boy 12 asked if I even play poker professionally.
Put in a lot of hours.
Put in a lot of hours.
Table tournaments, I'll tell you that.
Definitely. I would consider myself semi-pro. If that's okay with you, Bobby. Ooh. That was a little mean. A little angry.
Yeah, you're all good.
I'm just kidding. I'm not angry. I don't get angry. I'm a person with many hats, that's for sure. Is there any way I can get my headset turned up a little bit? That'd be good. Oh, thanks. Oh, that's so much better. I actually can hear that action.
So Dan raised under the gun. Matthew puts in a 3-bet with 10-9 suited. It's gonna make a call. I like the 3-bet a lot, actually. And this is a good flop continuation bet here.
No doubt.
Check bet fold, if you ask me. No, it's gonna check. Matthew's not gonna continuation bet here on the ace 3, 8, flop. He will now bet that Dan has made a pair of jacks. Dan's got a pretty easy call here. 7. And Matthew makes a straight. So sick. Matthew turns open-ended, then decides to put in a bet now that Dan makes a pair, and has now backed into the best hand.
Dan fires.
Dan's gonna lead it here, kind of put out a little blocker bet. Kind of hoping to show the hand down for $100. To me, it is obviously a blocker bet. I think, obviously we know he's gonna raise. I don't think you can raise too crazy here. If he bets 100, I think we might be able to lead or make it like, 250, 300 max. He raises and Dan immediately folds. The line looks pretty strong. Once he checks back to flop, bets turn, raises river. He's never got worse there. And Dan's never calling.
Dan's trying to back up from 290 to 715 though.
Yeah.
I want to see Tiny win a big pot. It's that shirt. And he might be from Florida. I'm from Florida originally.
Yeah?
Yeah, man, fun fact.
I wasn't aware.
Why'd you have such a flummoxed look on your face?
I didn't put you on Florida.
Bad read.
Bad read. If I had to put money on it and he said he worked from Sacramento, I would have said LA.
Really? I don't know how to take that.
Ooh. Everyone's pretty much playing the bleeding game right now.
No doubt.
Yeah?
Are you getting sensitive about the guy calling you flummoxed again?
Oh no. Gate Corpse is cool. He's our boy.
What's up, Gay Corpse?
Jay put it in an open. No, Jay limp. I thought Jay opened the pot. 8-8-5, 2 diamonds.
It's good.
Jay's in the hand. Graphic doesn't show it. Pretty sure he's the one who opened a 30.
40.
Dan's gonna check all 3s. Getting now the graphics went nuts.
Jay has kings.
There we go.
Ooh, yeah.
Another 8 on turn. Here's where I get caught repping quads.
Wow.
Dan checks. If you're Jay, you gotta feel you're only losing to quads.
For sure.
Dan, there's no way Dan would have not re-raised you with aces. The question is now, can you extract any value from Dan? Get a pretty quick call from Dan.
Bloody Mary.
Hey, girl. Hey, psst, psst. Can I get a water, please?
I got it.
7 on the turn, or river.
Yuck. What's the bet there? 200?
Wow, Dan calls.
He's not gonna like it.
125. Kings.
Takes it down. Let's see what's cracking in the chat room.
All right, so one of the players asked, "What do you have a favorite poker moment? Is there anything that in your mind that stands out recently, not so recently?"
It's a tough question, man, because like we said before, everything above blurs together, you know what I mean? I'm gonna say my favorite poker moment is the next poker moment.
Take the easy way out.
Nah, man, I mean, obviously, taking
Worst
that
Pokemon. I mean, not to like
my worst
twist the knife a little bit.
Oh,
but
God, it was...
worst Pokemon. What hurts the most? Show me where it hurts.
Dude, I almost cried with this beat I took a couple weeks ago, the end of the month. I think it was in January, February? Yeah. Or I flopped Ace King. I had Ace King. I was short all day. It was like...
Oh, the 1 outer.
We're like 10 away from the money, and I have Ace King. I finally shoved in with like 42K. Get called 2 spots. Flop comes all hearts. And dude just...
You flopped the ace-high flush.
Flopped the ace-high flush. Dude calls me, and he has 6-8 or 6-8.
He's got a 6-high flush. He got
6-high flush.
Flush over flush.
And he rivers the 1 outer.
He rivers the 1 outer, the 1 outer for the gut shot.
I literally went to my car, man. My face started getting all funny, man. Like, so I literally almost cried. I didn't play for like 3 or 4 days. It hurt, man. That was like the worst. Thank you, Kimberly. You're one of the fit ones.
Hurt happens. If you're gonna play poker, hurt happens.
This game is painful, man, but it can be wonderful. What about you? Wait, let's talk about this, man. No one cares about you.
Ace, Queen, 8, 2 clubs. Sean's got a pair of aces. He's also got a club, not much of one, but it's there. Tiny's got backdoor nut clubs that don't happen. 6 of diamonds on the turn. No help to anybody. Board's pretty coordinated. I feel like Sean should bet here. Peter's gonna pick up. Peter's occupied enough space for enough time.
For sure.
I don't know. We saw Peter play a single hand.
I don't think Peter's playing single hand, man.
In his defense, I don't think he had many hands, if any. But
he had a wonderful looking salad, though. Delicious and nutritious. What's up, brother? I like your shoes, man. One of those lugs.
Check. Sean's gonna take it down.
So who's gonna fill in Mr. Peter's seat?
There's some players in the house.
Let's see.
The question is, I don't know if anyone's gonna want to jump in this game right now. As snug as it's playing, I mean, if you were to sit down, you're sitting down behind the only player that's opened up a ton of pots. I don't know if you really want to sit down behind Dan right now. If anything,
Dan moved. So
if Dan moves,
Dan did move.
then yeah. Then if you want to come in right now, it's not a bad spot. You can come in behind Dan.
Seat open on 11.
Yeah, you definitely want to be in position on Dan in this game right now. And it doesn't stop.
Never stops, my friend. Uh-oh.
Tiny needs to make a call.
I want to see Tiny win a big one, man.
4, 5, 6, 2 diamonds. I did see a player had the 7-8 of clubs pre-flop and folded. I don't know how you're folding the 7-8 of clubs in this game.
I think that was Highlander.
Tiny check calls pair of 4s, or I'm sorry, calls pair of 4s in position. Shows Tiny in the small blind. Is Tiny in the small blind? He is. Dan bets 100. Dan says fold and I'll show you. Shows queen. Dan shows queen.
The chat room is hilarious this evening.
we have coming in there? Oh, I know we have coming in.
Who's coming in?
I believe we have Kyle.
Does that mean I have to get up?
No.
Is he gonna join me?
What's that?
Is he gonna join me?
No. Kyle's coming in the game.
Oh, Kyle's. Oh, I thought he was gonna come in the booth.
No.
Nice.
The Honey Badger.
Why do they call him the Honey Badger?
Because he doesn't give a. Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah, no, not at all.
Let's see.
King deuce 3-2 clubs. Can't see Dan's cards. Time to the Queen Jack. King pairs on the turn. Dan shows Jack 8. Chop. Why are they wait? Oh no, Queen high. I'm sorry. Sorry. My bad. Queen plays.
Ryan is looking for an escape. Sorry for cursing. I didn't mean it.
I've said worse. So going back to your previous question, I can't think of any kind of one greatest poker moment. I don't know.
It's been a string of a couple that you really remember.
I definitely know my worst though. Yeah. No, Veronica likes Veronica never lets go more than a week or two without bringing up my HPT punt from a year and a half ago.
What happened?
Yeah.
What happened?
Took the chip lead into day 2 of the 1650 buy-in or 1675, whatever it was, HPT main event. Took the chip lead into day 2 and did not cash.
Ouch.
160K to first, didn't cash.
What you spewed? Spewed? Beat after beat?
Why you gotta bring it up now?
I'm sorry.
No, it's all good. No, poker happened.
Stop crying, bro. She was a year and a half ago.
Yeah, can't you tell that I'm over it?
Nope. Jay has a nut flush.
Jay flops the world.
He's got the whole world.
David's got King Queen. He might be the only player who can call here.
No doubt. Unless Sean or Matt have spades as well, but it doesn't look like that.
Sean gets out of the way.
Wanted to turn. Ooh.
David, who led the... No, he did not. I feel like David should have checked there.
Attention all players, we have no check on the 1-2 below. Board sector 1-2, Matt Pete.
75 from David. Drawing completely dead. Jay's got to decide between flatting here and leading the river or trying to raise here and get Dan to call with the worst hand.
Dave's pretty aggressive with that chip twirling he has going on there. Look at him. That chip twirl says, I have king, queen, no spade.
That's about the only hand that could call him would be a hand like king, queen that with a spade. There's the Honey Badger. Kyle G coming in.
With a 6 shirt. That's a 6 shirt. And pays him off.
8 of diamonds on the river. From Jay's perspective, David's got to be pretty strong here. He bet the turn and call the check raise. He's probably gonna bet here pretty big. If he knew what David had, he wouldn't, of course. But it looks like David's gonna be pretty strong here. From Jay's perspective, after he bets turn, he calls the check raise.
There's 3 hundo.
Scott H, your 2 classes over, okay? Octavio, you got Scott on the way.
Bling, bling, blow.
David's mulling it around.
Everything's going through his head right now. Flush or no flush, king's good. Think too long, you're stinking, brother.
Yeah, I just don't know if you're David, like what you feel like you really beat. It goes back to why I felt like you should have checked back the turn. I think check back the turn and catch your opponent's bluffs on the river. Spades might bluff, miss spades might bluff river and wouldn't catch you good, but if you bet the turn, rarely ever is worse calling except for a spade draw, and if it bricks out, you're getting a value on the river. I think check back turn for one for pot control, but two, you might induce busted spades.
Next on 11.
Or you might induce someone to even turn a jack, you know, with a spade draw, a busted spade draw into a bluff.
Jason, take it down.
Gets called. David called 300. I'm a little surprised. It's gonna pay off Jay. I mean, it's not like it's never bluffed, but I mean, generally speaking, when someone check raises the turn, it's such a strong move. They're rarely doing it on a bluff. They're usually trying to build a pot.
Yeah.
You know, check raising the turn in that spot. So it's, I mean, king queen is really on that board. You're just really not ahead of a lot. I mean, even if you had a hand, I mean, is he really? You can't be king jack. That makes two pair. You really think your opponent is check raising king 10? Even if he had king 10 with a spade, I mean, is he really gonna do that on the turn? No. I mean, if you really think you have to really specifically put Jay on the ace of spades on a busted spade draw only, that he took a really aggressive line to check raise turn with. And if he wasn't taking that kind of aggressive, I think if he wasn't play an aggressive spade draw like that, he probably would have check raised the flop.
Yeah, you're right.
Dan makes 35 to go, king 10 offsuit.
New seat, same aggression. How much a Kyle buying for? It looks like, what, a couple G bars?
So Val says that Jay is a bluffy player, and that's going through his mind. Yeah, I just don't know if the check call, check raise is his bluff line there. I think if Jay's bluffing that board, it's gonna be gonna check raise flop barrel more than he's gonna check call, check raise value bet. But yeah, that is true. That could be something that could have been going through David's mind. David could have been thinking like, hey, this guy has, you know, maybe shown down a few bluffs before in the past. And you never know what kind of other history they have together.
What did he fire on the river? 300?
300 on the river. I believe it's a $600 pot. I mean, to me, that's very, very, very value bet. Now, mind you, like I said, I think if Jay check raises flop and then barrel, I think he's gonna have more busted spades in there than other hands, or even a hand like Jack 10 with a 10 spades, where you might be semi-bluffing what might be a good spade draw, trying to get something off of specifically off a hand like King Queen.
God, Jake, your analysis is so insightful. Should do this professionally. Shit.
Oh man. Oh, my reply to that, I just can't say on the live stream. That would be like, they would be like, hey, remember that line back there, the one that you crossed? Matthew makes it 65 to go, ace jack.
Veronica's at home watching Jake saying Jake won't shut up. It's alright, man.
It's all good. Someone's got to say it, right? 7-8-3.
I'm just color.
Check. King of diamonds. There goes Matthew.
Looks like a $55 bet.
That's the third pot. It's called by Dan. And Dan's got two pair. Dan's got top two. Dan leads river.
And King 8 takes it down. Tricky.
Can't get paid by Matthew.
Gay Corpse asks, what is your favorite ongoing needle, Jake?
I've got so many. Veronica, I mean, it's like just when you to get your self-esteem and your confidence built up, she is right there to put you back in place. Like, hey, remember that one time that you really messed that up, or that really bad thing happened to you then? Remember? Yeah. Or if just when you're feeling good about yourself, so just like, Jake, one day you're gonna buy a dog and it's gonna die. And it's like, wow, you're right. It's like
Veronica has that in her for sure.
yeah.
What a meanie. Veronica.
But that's how you know that someone's really your friend, though. It's like when they won't let you feel good about yourself. That's how you know that they're tight together. You're good with that.
No doubt. Friends
People that
keep
just like throw compliments on each other, that's like gross. I don't want friends like that.
I don't want friends like that either. We have so much in common, Jake.
That's what I'm saying. Queen, queen, 5, 2 spades. 2 clubs, I stand corrected.
It doesn't look like there'll be much action on this flop. Davis fires out the 7 deuce ball.
Dan's got a pair of 5s. He has the best hand.
Oh, 5 deuce. Wait.
Hand like 6 to 7 8s. Could call him here, but if Dan were to fire 3 barrels against a hand like that, he'd probably get him off. Sean, who bet the flop, then got check raised by Dan, can let go of the Jack 10. So there's a kind of unique spot where call me crazy, suicidal, what you will, a masochist. I'm gonna play back at Dan in there in a lot of spots. When it checks to me, you know, you kind of take a line of like, I'm gonna bet any board in position there, and you get check raise. I mean, if Dan really had a queen there, is he really check raising or is he gonna check call and try to lead? Yeah. I mean, you're gonna try to run everyone off there. If he, I think in that case, I'm more likely to give a player credit, either like a pair of 5s like he had, or probably one of them like 6s, 7s, somewhere in that range. In which case, once you bet in position and he check raises you, you play back at him. It's really hard for 6s, 7s, 8s to continue because it's not just calling that bet in that spot. I mean, if you could show the hand down, yeah, you might call, but you know, there's 2 more streets where I can, you know, barrel in position, and it's just, I don't know. I might get a little silly with a Jack 10 there if I get check raised on a queen, queen, 5 flop.
You're a sick one though, Jake.
But I'm also, you know, I'm never checking back a queen there either, though. I'm betting it because then it's gonna look shady. It's gonna look shady if I check back and then raise a later street.
People don't use the word streets enough.
And look at the stud play. We usually play stud, you know, there was 3rd street, 4th street, 5th street, 6th street, 7th street. It was, you know, that's, you know, getting 2 streets of value, 3 streets of value. It's kind of goes back to more stud poker. I'm old school. I play a lot of, you know, non-hold'em variations. And so for me, it's just natural kind of poker verbiage and lingo that carries over for me.
How long have you been playing cards, Jake?
I've been playing poker off and on for too long. No, in all honesty, I don't know, probably, what year is it? It's 2016?
It's 2016, bro.
Wow, probably 7 years, 7, 8 years. I got into poker after the poker, a little bit after the poker boom. Only got to play online poker for really a year or 2, probably about 2 years before it got shut down. That's where I kind of got most of my experience. Transitioned over to live play after that.
Which do you prefer?
I think there's nothing like the feel of live poker. Like you really can't compare that, you know, raking a pot, stacking chips, looking at your, you know, making physical reads on your opponents. I really don't think anything quite compares to it. That said, for experience, for learning, for growing, for seeing sheer volume of hands, you just can't compare anything to online poker. It's just, I miss online poker, I really do.
Just like 100 times more hands.
King 7-9, 2 clubs. Bill's got clubs. Good night, Rick. Thanks for joining us.
All right, Rick. It's a pleasure.
Bill adds a gut shot to go along with his club draw. Check, check. King, and both players play the board.
And then check, check.
Chips.
No, David fires.
Chips on 11.
Bill checks. David fires the 4 high. Takes down the pot. The way that played out, that very much looked like David had trip kings.
Played that well.
Power of position. So Kyle sits down to C5. Kyle's got 2.3. Kyle, of course, we know is one of our local grinders. Plays for a living. Young kid.
Great shirt.
Kyle, I've been talking to him lately. He's going to start playing more tournament poker.
Chips
He's going to go
on
down the
11.
series this summer. Play a couple tournaments.
The World Series?
Yeah. See,
Roman.
It's pretty popular.
yeah. Let's see if I can maybe get him to sell me a little piece. Jay makes it 30 to go. Bill's gonna call suited eights. King Jack 5, 1 diamond for Bill. Check bet fold.
I know.
Check, check.
He is amazing.
10 of spades.
Gives Bill an inside straight draw. Here's where I go back to attacking the player's check back range. I mean, if Jay's specifically got a hand like Queen Jack maybe here, or Pocket Queens, he's gonna call a turn. But if he's got 9s or worse, or a hand like Ace 8, he's gonna fold to two bets. Almost every time. So you bet flop, bet turn, or bet river, or I'm sorry, bet turn, bet river, and it's gonna get most players off of most hands there. Especially in heads-up pots, attacking a player's check back range can be very, very profitable because usually they got to be on one side of the fence. They're weak or they're very, very, very strong. The times where you run into them where they're very, very strong are going to be fewer and further between than the times that they're weak. And so overall, I think it's overall, I think it's going to be more profitable to the attacking pots. And we're going to have the right board for it too, but when a player checks back flop in a heads-up spot, I think you can definitely get a couple streets value, or not get a couple streets value. I think you can definitely get them off a lot of hands.
Tiny
yeah.
Finally flops a monster.
Once again, unfortunately, no one's got anything for him. Sean's got pocket 3s. Might get a little bit sticky, but that's about it. Tiny's gonna bet 75. Tiny's gonna overbet the pot. There's $60 in the pot. Tiny bet 75 with in a hand that he has on lockdown. And I just don't feel that's his best route to extract value there. I think all you're gonna do is you're gonna get worse hands to fold and better hands to call when you overbet the turn like that. And it's kind of the opposite of what you're kind of trying to do when you're value betting. So just kind of trying to get a worse hand to call.
Speaking of grinds, this freaking live cast is a grind.
It is.
I don't think I have not stood up in like 2.5 hours.
Yeah, no, you go a little bit numb.
I'm definitely numb.
Lose a little bit of feeling in yourself.
Definitely numb right now.
So, if Kyle's been doing his due diligence and watching the stream, Kyle will now be opening a huge range of hands. And I mean, he's gonna be opening Jack 10 suited every time. But I'd be curious to see if he doesn't pick up a little bit where Dan left off, and open up a little bit wider here than he normally does. Kyle is a very tight, aggressive player traditionally. Wow. Monster flop for Kyle. Open-ended straight flush draw. Jay misses. Sean's got an inside straight draw to Broadway, and backdoor nut hearts.
What do you do here for you, Jay? Check, cry, call?
I actually would have preferred a bet out from Jay. I think if anyone had 2 pair, they would have bet the turn. It's so crazy to look at this and think that Kyle didn't lose a single dollar in this spot.
That is crazy.
Especially even in position, he never bet the open-ended straight flush draw. He knows Sean and Jay's so well that. Wow. I actually would have preferred a bet out from Jay. I think if anyone had 2 pair, they would have bet the turn. It's so crazy to look at this and think that Kyle didn't lose a single dollar in this spot.
That is crazy.
Especially even in position, he never bet the open-ended straight flush draw. He knows Sean and Jay's so well that. Wow. And Jay check folds a set of 7s.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did. He shows a set of 7s.
That's upper echelon folding right there. I would could never.
He only and specifically put Sean on the King 10.
Wow.
The way the hand played out, there was no 3 bets. He never put him on aces, jacks, queens. I mean, we've seen him flat jacks, I guess. Yes.
$55. That's crazy. Wow.
And he does not call 55 with a set of 7s. Kyle does not lose a dime with an open-ended straight flush draw that bricks out.
Sick read.
I gotta kind of agree with Gate Corp. Now it's hindsight. We know that Sean had the best hand, but pocket 7s, remembering that 7 there, should be good a huge percentage of the time. Huge, because there's no 3 bet, so you can't put him on aces, queens, rarely even jacks.
Did they check both streets after the flop?
It went check, flop, turn.
Look at this pot.
And Rick and Jay have both flopped, or both caught the last 2 10s in the deck. And both players right now feel like they're trapping each other. Checks to Rick. I guess Rick's gonna bet somewhere around 55 here. 60.
You're way off, sir.
Yeah, what am I thinking?
Jay's intently watching that live stream, though. Give him that stank eye. I love it.
And Jay's reaching for chips. If you're Rick here and you get check raised, you can beat 10-9 and that's it.
Flats?
Once again, 9-7 got there. You lose to every 10 except for 9-10, specifically 9-10. I think if you're Rick, you call here and then hope that Jay somehow checks the turn. Or, I mean, sorry, checks river. Durable 69, we're on a 25-minute delay? 25 minutes, 25, 30 minutes? I think it's no more than 30, I think it's 25 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
There we go, 25-minute delay.
And they both
and they both luck out. Or I'm sorry, Rick lucks out.
Trying to figure out what that is on Jay's hat.
How much did Jay bet here?
Thank you, Durable85. I appreciate that. I'm sure you're talking about my commentary.
So Jay bet 2 1/4. Rick, I look they made it 450. Rick clicks back. Rick min raises. Jay only loses the quads.
Think Jay's thinking about raising here?
You would think so. The thing is, he might only call in unless he's got because he might figure that an 8's only going to fold, a 10's just going to call, so there's no point in raising. So he might just call if you just want to lose the quads. No, there he goes. He raises back. But I've seen that logic from some players where they figure like, well, the guy's only gonna call if he's got, you know, there's no point in raising for the chop. I lean toward just bomb river and try to get the guy off the chop. I mean, I don't think you're ever getting Rick off here. Rick calls, chop. I just don't think players ever fold when you only lose the quads.
Yeah.
That said, I actually know a player, not to bring my worst Pokemon ever, but in that same HPT, our friend Scott Ball, who runs the Poké department for Twitch, he ran late in that tournament. He ran into quads. The same player, I mean, quad queens on twice. The second time, he laid down King's Full on. He had, I want to say he had pocket kings on king, queen, and then turn was another queen.
Wow.
And it just
you got away from me. You got away from King's Full.
Got away from King's Full. But I mean, in that, it's kind of like I don't want to say it's I mean, yeah, the guy can only continue with the queen. But yeah, he got away from King's Full but he ran into quad queens. I'm pretty sure it's queens. Twice within a matter of one level against the same opponent, and both times just had monster hands.
Dan raises the 30 here. Tiny has pocket 8s. Bill's gonna call with his ace queen. Our desk is a mess here, Jake. Come on, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna raise.
It happens. Thank you, brother.
Got it, man.
Watt Ryan in the chat box. How you doing, brother? You said you left the Kings game. That happens.
They sucked.
Dan opens at 30. Bill calls 30. Tiny calls 30. Everyone calls 30. Why not?
You have 30?
I got 5 on it. If I'm not mistaken, Jay just flopped a straight. No? I'm trying to see the flop. Get it back to flop. 3, 5, 7. No, he does not flop the straight. I stand corrected.
Numbers are hard.
Well, Jay and Sean flop pairs and inside straight draws. They need each other's companion card for the straight.
Would have made for good TV. Would have had a real big card. Realistic quad
8. Jack of diamonds. Tiny's 8s are still good. And here's where it's about. I don't know what if Tiny's trying to get called by a 7, it might work here. Matthew might call with his 10-7. Figured I flop top pair. I think Tiny's, yep, it's good. Wow. Tiny gets value from a 7. Good value bet by Tiny.
Very good, Tiny.
Bluff with Fish, yes, we are live.
We are live.
We are commentating over the 20-minute delay, so our interaction with you in the chat box is very much live. We are on a 25-minute delay for the game to protect the integrity, of course.
Integrity is everything, Jake.
Man's gotta have morals, right?
Sure.
Get a look at stack sizes there. Tiny's got about 2K now. Tiny started, he's about where he started. He bought in the game for, he's at 1900. He's up to about 2. Not much has changed.
Not much at all, sir. C3's hair is still looking great. The headset on the dealer is such a good look, you know?
I think we got a $20 straddle in here from Dan. Dan straddles for 20. 20 to call. Tiny's in the limp in. March 25th, day on the felt with Deej Poker. We got a 12 o'clock white chip bounty tournament, $200 buy-in, $100 for every player you knock out.
$100.
$100, did I say that?
No, I got
$100.
your back,
Gotcha,
brother.
gotcha. You got me. You get me.
I get you, Jake. That's Friday, March 25th here at Stone's Gambling Hall.
Queen 4 deuce.
Yum, yum.
Tiny's gonna bet it. So yeah, March 25th, white chip bounty tournament, 12 o'clock. A day on the felt with Deej Poker, $200 buy-in, $100 for every player you knock out. Get over $2,000 in lucky seat drawings. You're gonna have double jackpots that night.
Double, that's twice.
Yeah,
As much
big money.
jackpotting.
And it's easy. You just get in and get a monster hand cracked.
No doubt. You know how easy that is?
Here, watch. I'll be every tournament player ever. God, I do it in tournaments all the time. You know.
I know, right? That's the worst. Have you ever been at a table or hit a jackpot and playing live?
Never. I've been in the room a couple times,
I've been in the room a couple times too.
but never
been
been
sick,
at a
man.
table for a jackpot. No.
Someone needs to tell Matthew he has a little cowlick. Can't do this. This is really happening.
It's good.
Gotta keep it crispy, man.
Yeah.
Our facial hair combined is pretty impressive, I'm gonna have to say.
No, we got a lot of things going on.
There's
got a lot of
definitely
things going on. Gaza 8, yes, this is a cash game. This is 5-10, no limit hold'em.
$5, $10.
I agree with Gate Corpse. We need to sacrifice more chickens. That is the key, of course, to good luck in winning jackpots. Is making animal sacrifices. If that doesn't start working, I'm going to start making human sacrifices.
Human sacrifices, cannibalism, candles, and exorcisms?
Yeah.
Wow. That's an Eminem rhyme. I can't say that was mine.
Matt makes it 30 to go, 7-8 off.
Remember in Major League when Serrano had to sacrifice a chicken, wanted to sacrifice a chicken, they sacrificed a bucket of chicken?
Mm-hmm.
No? Yeah?
Yeah, I do. I just love that movie.
That's a great movie.
3-5 deuce, 2 hearts. No one connects. Dan's ace high is still actually in the lead here. Gate Corp says, if I start making human sacrifices, I should start with Veronica.
I did say cowlick, Justin. You might want to go take care of that.
Jay bets 35, king 10 off. Dan's gonna actually call with the ace jack. Dan calls best hand, he's got inside straight draw. Jay turns a pair.
Ooh.
Pulls out in front.
There he goes.
Completely dry bluffing the black jack, the black king 10 on a deuce 5-3 all red board. Turns a king. Go get some value, son. There you go. 75.
He's got sunned. Wow. I have to give it to Dan though. Did Dan add on? Dan added on.
Dan added on. Yeah, Dan's rolling deep.
Still was a toughie earlier.
Interesting. I said it from the start that I really thought someone would start getting maniacal in here and just splashing chips around, but
you know what? You know what?
It's hard to if no one else is gonna do it with you. Then you're just the one guy throwing the party, I guess.
You should get over there, Jake.
Whopper asked if Sean's having a good night. Sean's doing fine. Sean definitely got a lot of run good early. 10's full against. Sean caught on a 10-7-7 board. Sean had pocket 7s and Sean had pocket 10s. Dan had a 7. Got a little bit messy for Dan. So yeah, Sean's definitely caught a little bit of positive variance tonight.
Sorry, hold on.
Bring it back.
Damn, Jake, you're popular. Your phone's blowing up, man.
Yeah.
It is. It's good
I know.
stuff. I don't know what's happening right now.
Wow. You make me feel like a loser.
Someone made a move in Open Face Chinese. I just started playing Open Face Chinese.
Are you on Pineapple too?
I am now. It's a degenerate game. I blame Teach Poker. They got me into that.
You play for points? Play for money?
Yeah.
You're degenerate.
Nick Colvin, Kyle Kitagawa, all the Teach Poker guys, Michael Longcar. They got me into playing Open Face. I really felt like I was the last poker player on the face of the planet that was not playing Open Face Chinese, and now I can't. You
gamble on anything, huh?
I don't gamble at all. I don't gamble.
You want to do Rochambeau right now for $5?
Let me 4 to 5.
No, what? You're a rat. No. God, you 4 to 5? That's sick. Someone please get on him.
Oh goodness.
Chat room troll him for being such a nit.
David makes it 35 to go. Tiny's in the call with suited ace.
Check 8-10.
David flops open-ended. Tiny's got 3 flush to the nuts. Big card. Tiny picks up the nut flush draw. David makes straight.
I wonder what kind of conditioner Dave uses. Fires that what? 50.
We're going to get a little drying out.
Tiny's in the call.
Yuck.
Oh, there it is. Tiny makes the nuts.
Sometimes you gotta wait 3 hours waiting for nuts, man.
Yeah, this weekend.
185 in the pot.
Another overbet?
Tiny bets.
He does have
Tiny
a
bets
flush.
195 and David makes a call.
Wow, what a big
Sick run out.
Sick run out.
And the only way Tiny gets paid off is it runs out heart, and David has to catch a 9.
Sick.
Perfect. Pay that man.
My man Tiny. Biggest stack at the table. See? Give me percentage for shooting for him this whole night.
Got a lot of shirt.
He does.
Right? Beautiful shirt. Tiny rakes in the pot.
Last call, I gotta play for 1 seater. Anybody else?
Haja is dealing. Love Haja.
I've never had Haja deal to me.
You've had Haja deal. There's no way you've been playing in this room this long.
I can't recognize her.
Putting this. You'll see. You'll recognize Haja. You'll recognize her. As soon as she's looking at you, you know Haja.
This place has really nice dealers too. They're all kind and fun, good, easy to talk to.
Some good people here.
Definitely. Who's your favorite dealer here? Who treats you the best card-wise?
I don't buy into anybody.
I don't buy into it.
But like as far as
just trying to start a conversation.
No, there's really good dealers here. I think Paul and Jen. We saw Jen dealing. I think before this last push. I think they're both, really solid at their craft. They run a clean ship. Keep the game flowing pretty well. Yeah, I think they really are. Those two in particular are exceptional at what they do. Tall Paul and Jen. I don't want to exclude them. There's a lot of really good players dealers that pitch here. Limp Pop Poker now until Dan makes it 65 to go.
No breaks.
Jay calls King Jack. David calls as well. Still can't see Dan's cards.
Dan is slipping.
Ace Queen Jack. Both Jay and David have an inside straight draw to Broadway. Do not know what Dan has. Checks through.
Dan has ace 8, I'm assuming. Probably wrong.
Dan, well, I think Dan is going to check back a lot of his ace X hands. A lot of his, you know,
Yeah.
ace 9, ace 8.
What about ace 7?
I think Dan checks all of his ace X hands.
All right, I'm just making conversation, Jake.
I think he checks all of his ace hands. Ace X hands.
Like that?
I don't know.
No look?
Oh, the no look.
How are you?
We're on delay here. We should have. Love you, D.
Yeah, last hand, no look.
No spoilers, David. We're 25 minutes delay. Get out of here. Thanks, brother.
See you later. That wasn't anyone who was at the table.
And there's Dan, A7.
See, I told you, bro.
Oh.
What? God. What did I say? Ace 8? I said ace 8.
He said ace 8, A7.
I should do this professionally.
Easy to read. Easy game. Easy game.
What's the bind in this game?
I think it's the 510 is a 200 or 500 minimum.
It's 2K, then you can buy into the amount that's the biggest stack on the table, right?
No, I think I think there's no max. There might be a 5K max. It's 5K max, and then table stakes after that. So I think it's 500 to 5K. Yeah.
I love the production crew here behind Snow's Live.
I think you should talk these guys into doing a round of straddles. Something to get this game out of the mud. Something to liven these guys up. Wake them up. Give them a pulse, goddammit. I'm looking at JNC1. I think he's watching the stream right now, trying to pick up on some previous hands. Back to live poker.
Alright. I'm still trying to recognize this dealer.
Hasha, you'll see her.
I can't see her.
I'll show you Hasha. You'll know Hasha. Everyone knows Hasha. Hasha's the best.
Uh-oh.
Jay limps in here, can't see what he's got. Sean makes it 30 to go, King 10 offsuit. Under the gun +1. Dan's gonna make the call, also with King 10. He's suited, but it was suited.
I didn't know Jakey carried such a big dude. That's awesome.
Wow.
K-Corp, you're the best. We're here at Stone's Gambling Hall. Here in Citrus Heights.
There we go. So Jay limp calls the Queen 8 off. I don't know what his plan is with his hand. To flop a queen, obviously.
Wow.
That's his plan. Now Dan flops spades.
This could be tricky.
The flop, Queen 7 deuce.
45.
When you limp a hand like Queen 8 under the gun, I guess I don't know. I just and then
Ooh.
disco.
Bink, bink. Dan checks.
Check. Checks back.
Let's get a check on this, right? You might get a call here.
$125, and I think Jay is going to call.
Let's get a check on the turn.
I don't know. Jay seems like he's kind of disinterested. That happens when you play Queen 8.
He's listening to us on commissary, I think.
He makes a call.
Okay, turns over the king high flush and takes down the
Jay makes a call and asks, is this King Queen? And so he was calling there thinking he was beating as it was. And so I go back to like, if you're gonna limp Queen 8 under the gun, I mean, a lot of players, you know, I don't advocate it, of course, but a lot of players like to limp, re-raise, you know, big hands. If you're gonna do that, then I think you gotta do it with some of your marginal hands or junk as well. I'm really surprised to see Jay limp Queen 8 and then flat and then just check call down. It seems such a passive.
The check on the turn actually, I think, threw Jay off a little bit.
It's a good check. It's a good check back by Dan for sure. So the only reason why I hate him off, but I'm just gonna figure out what Jay's doing in the hand with Queen 8. I don't know. Maybe he thought it was his big line. I wonder. That's actually the most logical explanation. Maybe if Jay just thought it was his big line and didn't even mean to limp.
Looks like Jay's listening intently to our commentary. He must have said something that upset him.
Oh no, nothing but compliment. Something but love. Jay rocking the Queen 8. Oh yeah. No.
I would have played Queen 8 too. I would have played the exact same way.
Dan opens up to 35. Matthew makes a call out of the small blind.
Kyle. 7 dudes. 25. 90.
All right, 3 players.
Guy's gonna go 3-way to the flop. Ace-7, Jack, 2 clubs.
That is 50.
Jay checks his cards. Deuce. Can't see what Matthew or Dan has still at this point. We know Jay's got a pair of aces. I can't see if Matthew's acted or not yet. Looks like Dan's reaching for chips. Dan bets 1 1/4. Matthew gets out of the way. I think Matthew probably had a jack there. Come back down to Jay. Jay makes a call. To the race. Jay's now got trip aces, no kicker.
What are you putting Dan on here?
Dan's got an ace. 225 there. Ace 3, didn't see what Dan had. No? Did not have an ace.
I did.
I saw 5.
Put him on a semi, I missed. How much did he bet on the river? 225?
225. I thought it looked very much like a value bet.
Sure.
I thought it was good bet sizing. It looked like he was trying to get called. Tiny's either racking up or coloring up.
Oh, I have a...
Still waiting to get a new player here in seat 5.
Who are they bringing in? We haven't talked about the Hydra in a while.
Hydra. Hydra, 6 flight, $200 buy-in,
$100,000 guarantee, Jake.
Big guarantee.
Big guarantee. 6 flights, that's a lot. It starts April 8th, it goes through the 17th of April. Here at Stone's Gambling Hall, we're going to be live streaming that final table, I'm assuming.
I believe so.
Yeah, man. Hopefully I'll be preoccupied.
Got some old graphics up on the board still. I'm going to get that cleaned up. There we go.
How late did we get? 10.
Dan's in the hand. It only shows Sean and Jay's cards.
Jack high.
Jack 8 4. I'm sorry, Jack 8 deuce. 2 spades. Sean's 10s are still in the lead here. We can't see what Dan has though. I want to say I saw that Dan had the A6 of clubs. Ace on the turn. Completes a spade draw. Both Sean and Jay have spades, or had a spade, I should say.
Is Dan still in the hand? Oh. All right.
Jay bets out, takes down the pot.
Weird. This has been fun, Jake. What do you think? How'd I do today? All right.
Yeah, it's been real. It's been good, man.
I mean,
it's the challenge that we really had here, unfortunately, is that there hasn't been a lot of big action in the game tonight.
Yeah, no doubt.
The game's been kind of a lot of limp poker, a lot of checking, not a lot of playing like real, creative or aggressive here.
Yeah.
Dan, it's not for lack of effort by Dan.
Dan is mixing it up for sure.
Dan has definitely been trying to put pressure on the players. I think he's done what he should do. And when everyone's playing so tight, the answer they often say, you're most profitable playing the opposite way that your table's playing. If your table's playing all loose and aggressive, you should probably look pretty snug. If your table's playing really, really snug, you should open it up and look to kind of bully the table. I think Dan's done a great job of that. Unfortunately, he just run into some bigger hands.
Yeah, no doubt.
Gay Corpse asks, how standard is it for the small blind and big blind to chop pre-flop? I don't think we've seen anything chop tonight.
It is pretty standard in any other game.
Most games, I think it's just kind of a common courtesy. There are players that don't chop, and I don't mind that. As long as you're being mindful of the drop.
Gotta be mindful of that drop, man.
Poker happens. Ace of spades on the turn. Dan hits his ace. Here's Dan with the ace-6 of clubs. Somehow the graphics got turned around. I thought we got to peek at that previous hand. High rocket.
I feel like a wild animal in this cage.
So Basher Kid 86, you say you only chop from the small blind. So what you're saying is that if you're in the big blind and it folds to the small blind has to chop, you won't. I think you're kind of I don't particularly agree with that. Just saying. I mean, and it's same thing for the players that don't chop. It's you either fold your small blind, raise and play a pot, or what. I mean. And the players say, "Oh, yes, do you want to chop?" And they're like, "Oh, let me look first."
Yeah,
they want to look for no. To me, either you chop or you don't.
Stones Live Poker. What a trip, huh?
Flavio BC, what's going on, man? Welcome to the chat box.
Flavio.
Eight, 9, queen, all hearts. I can't see anyone with a heart.
Nope.
Sean's got an inside straight draw.
I bet Dan has a heart.
Dan's probably got 2 hearts. Dan's probably got ace 4 of hearts.
No doubt. What a good play by
Sean
Dan.
gets his jack gets there, makes it straight. Sean bets it straight, takes down the pot.
That he does, my friends. That he does.
I think if the entire table did like a round of shots and a round of straddles.
Dude, no one was drinking over there.
Get this game right out of the mud.
Dude, this
Boom.
game has been interesting to watch. But definitely not super loose and action-packed like I expected.
You know what? I would think this game with this lineup will play better 5-5 with a rock straddle. With a $10 rock straddle, last player to win the pot, you throw in $10. Forcing these players to play some junk hands, make a pair, justify it being good. Action on Jay limps.
Another limp.
Power limp. Sean over power limps. Action on David. I'm gonna put together a wild guess and David's great grabbing raisin chips. Gay Corpse is right. It's not like there has not been a lot of big action hands tonight for it. The cards haven't really worked out for that. Aside from the one hand where we had 10s full versus trip 7s, there wasn't like any aces versus kings, ace king versus queens in a 3-bet pot. You know, there just wasn't any big monster card coordination to contribute to us having some big pots.
We've all had sessions like that where
Kyle checking back the straight flush draw. You know,
that was crazy. We've all had sessions like this where it's just passing the time.
And that goes back to where I talking about cash game poker versus tournament poker, where cash game poker can feel more like a job at times, just because I mean you're going to have sessions like this where it's just you're in for the long haul and you just got to grind it out. In a tournament when this is playing like this, you're forced to play hands. You can't if you go this card dead this long. You're gonna have to take that king 9, king 10, ace 4, and do something with it. Otherwise, you're gonna completely blind off.
I think Jay's still listening to your commentary. He's mad at you, bro. I'm telling you.
I mean,
I got your back, man.
Yeah. Ace King 5, 2 hearts. Jay's got an inside straight draw. Bill's got a pair of queens. Or I'm sorry, kings. What keep you around?
K's, bro. He has 2 K's.
Good card for Bill. If he had a worse king, he just improved.
We got kings and 5 big players.
Monster pot.
And right now, Kyle's thinking to himself, "Is like, is there a 1-3 seat open?"
Thank you.
Oh my God!
Did anybody want
Look at that hoodie.
That's a lot of sweatshirt.
That is fantastic. What is that?
That is fabulous. That is what that is.
No doubt.
That is outstanding.
I'm gonna shake his hand when we get out of here, man. Wow.
New player coming in here to seat 5. He's between a rock and a hard place. Sitting right between Kyle and Dan.
That sweatshirt's fantastic, bro.
Looks like it's buying in for somewhere around 800-900. And maybe about 1,000 even. Ish.
What is that on his sweatshirt?
I don't care, but you know what?
I can't.
New player in C5. He wins tonight for best dressed. I don't care.
No doubt. That's a nice shirt you have there. I'd wear that.
Yeah.
I like that.
3 players?
Rocking the old
Ace 7-5. What's a player box? What's a player box?
player box. Oh, Gate Corpse has to be a player box up here. I believe we do. We keep a box out here. Keep money here. Yeah.
I think so.
It's a pretty good idea for most squad players.
That's a good question.
Not
That's a good question.
Yeah, I'm not positive. I believe we do.
Is it going to be in English?
Basher Kid 86 says that it's cats and piles of Cheetos on the sweater.
Whatever
I
it
may
is.
have to retract my previous comment, but as of right now, I still think it's a good sweater.
Whatever it is truly a triumph.
That sweater says, I'm going to defend my small blind. I don't care what it is.
For sure. Jay's still listening in. Why isn't he watching?
Kyle's got ace 10 suited. He might open up the pot. No, player's gonna beat him to the punch. Our new player in C5. I think Kyle's gonna makes a call.
Bill has ace 10 as well. Sweatshirt has the Hawaiian vacation.
Four players.
How about some action?
4-4-3.
Oh, these dealers aren't helping.
Sean's eights are still in the lead here. C5, 2 overs and a 3 flush. This one's probably gonna check through. Deuce. Both Kyle and Bill pick up inside straight draws. Good card for Sean's eights, and he's gonna fire out.
Probably take it down here, I would assume. Let's Kyle or Bill go crazy.
No.
And no.
Fold, fold.
Well, ladies and gentlemen,
I'm telling you, like it's just like the cards that just have not cooperated at all. I mean, copy.
all right, guys.
So one quick reminder.
This is the last
Our
one of the
day on the fell with Deej Poker, Friday, March 25th, 12 p.m., $200 buy-in, white chip bounty tournament, $100 knockouts, $2,000 lucky seat drawings, double Hold'em jackpots, and double Omaha jackpots.
And double Omaha jackpots?
And double Omaha. Oh, and they said
really?
when you knock a player out in the tournament, you also get a seat, a ticket for the seat drawings too. So even if you're playing the tournament, you can win cash game prizes as well.
Wow, man. Friday, March 25th, Deej Poker, day on the felt. I'm going to be here. Are you going to be here? Are you going to be here?
Yeah, I'm always here.
I'm always here. I really, really want to move to seat.
All right, guys, this is our last hand tonight. Dan's under the gun. I think he's got the straddle on. Make it 20 to go. Seat 5. Did he flat? Ace King?
No, yeah, he did.
He did. I think seat 5 just called 20. David, they might have not looked. I think there's a lot of players saying just don't look.
Wow. Now this.
Oh wow! David sends it.
Nice. After
David
finally gets
shoots a
some action.
7-5. We finally have action.
We should have told him that every hand was the last hand for the past 2 hours.
David says screw it. What are you gonna do?
God, this is fun.
7-5 of spades. And seat 5 is seat 5 limps in Ace King.
No, I did not.
That switcher's like, oh, yum, yum.
And he says he did not look.
I like David.
If you really believe that David did not look, even if you think he did, I think he'd call Ace King all day long here. And he does. C5 calls. And we're about to have a 60-40.
No, I know.
Sean, who genuinely did not look.
Player per hand.
I'm talking about running once or twice.
Heads up.
They're all in. They want to run it once or twice. David says he has not looked.
There's no luck. I'll run it.
Once. They're gonna run it. They're gonna run it once.
He said once.
One time.
Guys, we're running it once only, guys.
64-36. Jack, Jack, Deuce. 3
And
10.
all right. Looks like Ace King might take that one, huh?
Whee!
Man, dude, that was so exciting.
Thanks for playing.
Good times.
Happy birthday, C5.
Happy.
Credit to David. He finally is this is the last hand. He said, you know what? If I'm gonna do something on this stream, I want to do something.
We
And
applaud him for that.
he ships the chips.
Anybody want C3?
Good for David.
Good night.
Well, all right, man.
Yeah. I would have loved to see some more hands tonight get played out and build some pots and see players play back at each other. Especially from Dan. I think Dan had the right idea going into tonight. You can't always go into a card room and just have the juiciest game where everyone's just going to be bludgeoning chips all over you. Sometimes you got to create your own action.
Sure, he certainly did that.
Adapt to the game, and Dan did that. Dan went in with the right mentality of opening a lot of hands, put pressure on these guys who just want to play the nuts or better. And unfortunately, the one time he caught something, he got cold decked.
Yeah, 7-3 with 10 spots.
Yeah, that was pretty rough.
That was probably the part of the night, I would say.
And it's like I said, as many hands as he's been playing, he's supposed to his opponent is just supposed to have ace-10 there and pay off because it's him, because he's been opening so many hands. But that's our show for tonight, guys. Thanks for joining us. Thanks to Stones, all of our staff here, Bob, Kenny, Matt, the crew, all our dealers. Don't forget, the Day on the Felt, Friday, March 25th, White Chip Bounty Tournament. We got the Hydra Tournament coming up, which I will continue to reluctantly call the Trebuchet. And yeah, it's gonna be good, a lot of fun. Come back on Monday night for our regular 5-5 cash game. I promise we'll be more juice than this. All right, thanks guys, good night.
Don't make promises you can't keep, Jake.
We do have
She's going crazy, the only way she's ever known. I can't explain it.